welcome back to the Kings.
Yeah,
Give it up. It's the final Kings of the year. Final one, y'all. Till 2020.
I feel extremely blessed to be here. Thank you.
Great. That is beautiful.
2019.
Glad to have you.
See you motherfuckers in 2020.
Glad to have you.
It's been a great week.
Yeah.
You know, like we always do, we're going to talk about some great things that happened. We're going to talk about some bad stuff.
Yeah.
Parental advisory.
Uh-oh.
Get the kids away from the camera.
Should we give them like 60 seconds and let them go on and get your babies out the street?
Oh, yeah, you go.
Shouldn't they be in bed
Tell them to
already
get
by
up
now?
out the room. It's getting ready to get real grown around here.
It's almost 8 o'clock. Put them to bed anyway.
Special last show of the year. Last show of the year.
Last show of the year,
Yep.
man.
Last show of the year.
Get
you
wild.
motherfucker. Nope.
So,
Said that.
how was your week, bro? What happened? What were some great things that happened, King?
Great things. I got sent one of the hardest beats I've heard here recently, and
That makes me feel good. No,
Yeah.
I'm playing.
and it happens, you know what I'm saying, to be for soundtrack on a movie that. I
Are
was
you actually
blessed.
talking about the one you
I
sent me?
was blessed with an opportunity, you know what I'm saying? And then what else is great? Mommy's home from the hospital, man. That's a good thing.
Amen.
That's dope. That's dope.
Give it up for mom, man. Give it up for mom.
Good.
Yo, what happened for me this weekend was
Great. What was some good, great, positive, beautiful things that happened this week?
Stupid
I didn't go to
business.
bed before 8 o'clock because, you know, I'm kind of old. So I got so 2 nights in a row, I got a chance to stay up, do some binge watching on Netflix, man. Stayed up to 9:30 twice this week. I'm good. Damn. Yeah.
You acting grown.
I was resting for tonight's show. Right? Okay.
Uh-oh.
Big.
Shit, I made it to work all week.
Oh,
That's
yes.
positive thing.
It is.
Yes,
Pay
sir.
them bills.
It is.
And we got a
Silver.
guest, Silver Shadow.
Peace, peace.
Come on, sir.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the table.
Thank you. Yeah, you know, I'm out here teaching in these schools, so got through fall and basically fall quarter, and you know, all the children are happy. I teach some at-risk youth up in the North End,
Okay.
that program called Learning Center North at Shoreline. And peace, everybody. My name is Silver Shadow D, aka Derek X or Derek Farah Muhammad. Everybody in the town knows me, and soon I'd like to have these guys on my show, but we'll announce that on the show. But yeah, so you know, I have a group of at-risk or so-called at-risk youth, you know, between 16 and 18 years old. Yeah, they just need something to do, man. They're not really at risk like that. They just need something to do. But yeah, for the last couple of weeks, they've been telling me every time I come in twice a week that if it wasn't for me doing the beat shop class and showing up, they wouldn't show up to school.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And the cool part about it is they have to do their, you know, they have to put in their hours and put in a certain amount of work before they can even come in my class.
They have to work.
So,
that's
you know,
right.
you know, just knowing, you know, I'm making an impact, I humbly say is,
Power of incentives,
yeah, I'm
for sure.
appreciative of that.
That's dope.
Yeah, that's
That's
really
dope.
dope.
That's dope. That's Silver Shadow anyway. That's always been your lane.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna stay in it too.
That's your lane, man. Get her back like that.
And anything I, you know, post on Facebook that might rub anybody the wrong way, I've been saying for years and years, just do your research and you see you're really getting mad at nothing.
Yes,
So,
man,
but the truth.
this man has opened my eyes about a great number of things.
So if y'all got a
keep
problem with
All the
Shadow,
way 100.
see him at the King's table. That's an open invite.
Nah, it's all good.
Oh, it's on me now?
Yes, sir.
Not to piggyback off of Jam, but oh, I gotta introduce myself. I heard somebody say my name, so I thought it was good. My name is Aaron Switzer. Everybody calls me Focus because I'm usually behind the camera, producing videos, movies, music videos, all kinds of things. My blessing this week, my mother also came home today.
Come on.
Today,
Come on,
matter of
bro.
fact, a couple of hours before I showed up here.
Give it up for Mom. Come on now.
Thank you, thank you. Yes. This was kind of a scary trip for her. She had some issues with her diabetes that caused her to wind up in the hospital. So, what the hell are you making?
Hey, man.
Drop some shit in my drink. I need that.
And since this is since this is the last show of the year, and I won't get to mention it next time, my son is about to graduate the Washington Youth Academy. So he will be home in just about another week. So I'm super proud of him. Another program that deals with at-risk kids. Not all at-risk kids are dealing with the same at-risk things. He chose to go to the Washington Youth Academy to get back on track to graduate on time.
That's dope.
Wasn't because he was out running the streets or anything like that. So it was a real eye opener for him because he got to meet a lot of kids that are from completely different upbringings than he is. And in doing that, he was able to help some kids stick through the program that may have otherwise quit. So I feel really blessed that he chose that path on his own.
That's right.
Yeah.
So he'll be home in about 10 days.
That's what's up.
So I'm excited about that. It's been a long 5.5 months. Miss my boy.
Right.
I think
That's
I was
dope.
one of them first kids on that Youth at Risk program.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, back in I think I was a little dude, and I got in trouble and shit, and they made me do community service hours and shit, and they had us doing them damn trucks going around doing the neighborhood cleanup and packing all that stuff on the back of the truck. Yeah, that when they first started that stuff. Like first or second year, I was in that Youth at Risk program out of the juvenile on Alder.
Damn shit.
That's some history.
That's some
Damn
history.
shit.
Well, we got some history right here at this
Alright,
table.
so
man.
yeah.
We got
So,
Focus and Silver
Y'all know
Sound.
how it goes down, you know. We all let each other talk, the rules of the table. Let each king get their, word out. Whoever asks the question, the man to the right answers. Then we go around. Somebody gonna get challenged. It might get a little wild since it's the last day. But
We're not going to talk about IT though.
We're not taking it back there with that shit.
Last time we talked about IT, we lost Wi-Fi. So
We damn sure did.
Oh, shouts out to MD. He couldn't be here, Marcus.
Indeed.
Where you at, Marcus?
sir.
Tell your brother to get well.
Get well, bro.
Yeah.
Get well, Jay. So
Turn
as,
your ass back and get back to the table.
so as Ramses gave out the rules,
You got a 2 week
this
vacation.
question, we're gonna start it. You want me to start it?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start it.
Over there this time. That's good.
And we're gonna finish this bowl tonight. We're gonna start it.
Damn, we going that long?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's gonna be a long show.
We're gonna keep
lot
it
of
short.
food in
We're
that
gonna
bowl.
keep it, yeah.
Y'all get comfortable.
All right.
Don't start off with no bullshit.
Dysfunctional family members, do you try to distance yourself from them?
You damn right.
Try.
So, person to my right is you. You
Yeah, like I said, you damn right. That's why I stay in Shoreline and they stay in Kent.
You hear how bro said it?
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Shadow?
Yeah, that's a rough one right there. No, not really, because it just depends on what type of relationship you have with your family. It depends on your family structure. Some families I've experienced or witnessed, they have real strong tight bonds, and even though they go through BS with each other, they already know it doesn't cross that bond. And then you have other families that's like, hey man, look, yeah, we tight, but once you cross that line, it's, you know,
Yeah.
it's a wrap until you really do something, you know, to atone for it. So for me, it's a little in between because of my own experience as far as, you know, like me and the nation. And I noticed when I got my ex, you know, family, friends, you know, people, you know.
Change up.
Yeah, they changed up, and I don't even, you know, it's almost like, do they even know they changed up, you know? You know what I mean? So I only distance myself from individuals if it's going to really interfere with my way of life. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, you know, everybody, pardon my expression, but everybody's got their own shit that they got to deal with. You know what I mean? So once I recognize that, I really don't be trying to interfere too tough with that either. So yeah, that's my answer.
I think I'm kind of on a similar boat to Shadow, but it's not that I try to distance myself from dysfunctional family members, but we tend to be on completely different paths. So the distancing happens kind of on its own. Yeah, I don't enjoy negativity in my life,
Right.
so I try and look for the positive in everything, but still, they're family members. If they need me, I'm there.
I got that.
I concur. Yeah, I mean, look, we all dysfunctional in our own ways. Everybody.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Do I distance myself from them? It depends on what they did. You know, I guess I forgot who said that, cross that line. Yeah, you do certain things, then yeah, I'm not dealing with you no more.
Yeah,
I'm done.
there's always a
You know what
line.
I'm saying.
Case
And that,
off with his head.
you know. But as far as just because they're just dysfunctional, nah, I don't cut them off. You know what I'm saying? Because just because they wild out or they do some crazy shit, that really don't have no bearing on my life. You know what I'm saying? You don't live under my roof.
Right.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? We just related. So,
That's right. Yeah.
you know, hey,
Right on.
you try to teach them, you know, what you can, her, him, whatever it can be, you know, but that's it. That's where he lies. I'm not cutting
What's
him off.
up,
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
I said, yo.
Just checked in.
Yeah, just checked in. What's up?
What's up, Un?
What up, hon?
Yeah.
I think he on tomorrow.
Oh, you
Yeah.
can?
Yeah,
Yeah, he said he'd be down here Sunday.
So you stuck right now?
No, man, because I was thinking about it, man. You know what I'm saying? And I
We was
agree.
just kind of talking about this
You know what I'm
outside.
saying? Like I
That's
agree with
crazy,
everybody
because we
at
was
the
kinda just
table. You
talking
know what I'm
about
saying? Ultimately, that worked. It depends on the shit, and do it have something to do with me? You know what I'm saying? And like you said, we all a little fucked up, and
I bet you.
I mean, I grew up. I got cousins that I grew up with. We was hella close. I don't fuck with them motherfuckers, man. I got cousins that didn't grow up with me, like rock with me regular. So, you know, yeah, no, man. It's situational, I think.
There's a
You know
line
what I'm
with
saying?
that. So we all agree to that there's a line with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go. Next question.
Next question.
Let's go, B.
Let's show
Hold
what
on.
motherfuckers in
A
here.
whole lot of questions in here.
up.
Somebody could die here all week.
I be mad, goddamn. Who got something to say? In
All
this
my problems in that bowl.
It's a
My
setup.
side
like
It's a
it.
setup in that bowl, man.
Got a bowl of fish in this.
It's a
motherfucker.
setup in that bowl, man.
Yeah,
Remember,
because there's two motherfuckers typed into one.
you know, we got hit with the booty bubbles. and
Here
shit.
we go.
Yeah, we did.
Annie Mae.
Never letting that down.
Hey.
Well, this is a good ass question since we all here.
Ah,
What makes you a king?
All right. What makes you a king?
Yes, sir.
So that's for me to answer
Yes,
first?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, well, I already come with a disclaimer. So,
Right.
what makes me a king is his ring. And his ring is my flag. And my flag is the universal flag of Islam, Nation of Islam. So the first thing we learn when we come in is we're asked a question and we learn the answer, which is who is the original man? And that answer is what makes me a king. And the answer is the original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe. So this is what my people were before they were brought over here and made to be slaves when they were kings, queens, scientists, architects, and the whole nine before being brought over here. But then we were already over here, looking just as Nubian as Aunt Kay, myself,
Like this guy.
yeah, all of us. You know what I mean? So,
Professor, we got a
you know,
professor in here. Y'all better pay
yeah, so
attention to this. This
that's,
free game.
that's what makes me a king. But I don't take that let's just say that rule or that kingship and look down upon, you know, the rest of anything made or created as if, you know, basically whatever out there is that is not good, whether it be a people or something, it had to come from me first. Okay, or had to come from us first. So that's a whole nother story. But okay, that's my final answer.
Okay. I like that one.
My answer to this is kind of a little tricky. I've never technically referred to myself as a king. I was honored the first time I was called a king by somebody else. Shouts out to Shig.
Baron Von Focus.
He was the first person that I knew about that ever referred to me as a king, and it kind of empowered me to change the way that I want people to see me.
Dig deeper,
Exactly. So I pay attention to how my actions look towards other people, because if even a few people refer to me as a king, then I need to portray that and at the very least teach my son how to become that in the future.
That's right. That's right.
When I knew I was, when I realized I didn't move like everybody else, I didn't act like everybody else, I was me. That's when I knew I was a king.
Trip.
You see what I'm saying? The way I looked at the world, in my view, what made me different, that's when I knew I was a king. To this day, I'm still a king. And I'm at the fucking round table.
What about you, youngster? You the king?
Yes, sir.
Put that crown on your head right now.
You don't got
There
nothing.
you go.
Oh, God damn it, damn. You bought his ass.
He said, see, it don't fit your head.
It wasn't meant for everybody, though.
So you the king?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. One more time, we repeat the question exactly for me.
What makes you a king?
What makes me a king? What makes me a king, man, is the kingdom I had created. Shit, I took care of mine. I raised my kids and shit. A couple of my kids and shit had custody of mine. From young baby age and shit to grown. And a couple of y'all had a chance to meet my son. So the fact that my little baby boy, made it 21 without seeing, the inside walls of a jail cell for any long period of time. He's a smart young man. My daughters, I got one going to NC State, one career-minded and whatnot, so the fact that they healthy, and able to get to their grit, and I had a big hand in, that makes me a king. The moment I enjoyed being a king, first time I made some pussy squirt.
You were wearing the bubbles, huh?
First time.
Wait on that one all night.
He always says that shit straight face.
He was nasty. He was nasty. Anyway, the youngster's
That's when I was
nasty.
like,
You is
king
nasty.
shit.
He keeps us on top of that thing. Okay, so makes me a king. I was born July 26th.
Come on.
That's Leo the lion. You know what I'm saying? That's the king of the zodiac. On the astrology side, when June comes around, July, that's when during all the other months, the king is just sitting on his throne and kick back and chilling. And cosmically and the energies, there's a lot of different things going on. But then comes summertime, and that lion stand up, the king come off his throne, and Leo come off that throne during the summertime. He's coming through the zodiacs, walking through the jungle, checking his prey, checking what's going on. You understand that? So to me, during the summers, and whether the months prior to that, if they were bad for me or I was going through something during that time, I tried to suck that positive energy, suck that up, stick my chest out like that and walk around. Plus, the city is my peasants. I'm the king.
Let's go to the next one. Who got the next question?
Now hold on, man.
Oh yeah, he got an answer too.
My bad, Big. My bad. Man, what makes me a king, man? Because I can't walk, and I still use this chair to get me everywhere I need to go. If the chair don't stop me from doing what the fuck I need to do, it shouldn't stop you from being a king too.
Come on, sir.
Right.
Say that.
Say that. Oh yeah, and shouts out to Don't Give Up, because they helped me this week, man.
You know what I'm saying? Because you see me on the wall, don't give up. That comes to you.
All right, here we go.
I'm trying to pick another one, but here we go. Why do we still watch NFL when they have been shown openly to be racist?
Ooh. Ooh. Focus your
I can answer it quick if you guys want me to.
Because there's something about niggas running on the field owned by white men.
I keep it all the way 100. I haven't watched NFL like I used to since all that happened. And it wasn't even really a conscious decision. It just, once all that happened, I kind of lost interest. I still like hearing whether or not our boys won or lost, but I'm not throwing on the jersey and sitting there every Sunday waiting for the game to start like I used to be.
Or calling people saying, man, where we watching the game at?
Yeah.
This year, I haven't had none of that neither.
Yeah, that whole thing kind of put a bad taste in my mouth, and it's just been different ever since. So,
Man, I think we still watch the NFL because that's what we was brought up on, man. We played football.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? A lot of us, that was our dream,
At some point.
And let's be honest, that's a man's soap opera.
You know what I'm saying? It's entertaining today.
So that's why we do it. It's drama.
it's the new era of wrestling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You hope they fight in the 50-yard line or something. You hope something, you know what I mean?
We know a lot of this shit is rigged. We know a lot of shit. Like, come on, man. We see.
You think NFL rigged?
Oh yeah, we see a lot of this
Maybe
shit.
when they want it to be.
They want it to
Anything
be.
with a referee.
If you really watch
the Tom Brady,
You
man.
don't
like,
think it's
come
rigged?
on.
Look at the Patriots record.
Hey, you see, you see what they did to him last week? Let's keep it fair. He has no timeouts and 2 touchdowns gone, took him back. Clearly. No challenge from New York, no nothing, man. No nothing. You know what I'm saying? If you win this game, Tom Brady, you gotta win it. Show them why you're America's God. You know?
We just addicted to it. It's our drug.
A ref can
That's a
change the
good point.
game in a
That's a
minute.
good point. It's like a drug.
A flag can change the whole game in a minute, whether you know it or not, whether they sit there and script this or not. A flag can change the whole
Game.
Everybody on that field and everybody that's involved in that game right there, from the referees to the cameramen to the commentators, are professionals at what they're doing at that moment.
Yeah.
This is the best of the best of the best.
Yep.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Them referees, them referees, they can feel the momentum and the swing. They right there in it too. They moving around.
Shit, they do it all the time with Seattle.
Yeah, they feel the momentum. They can shift it right now.
They'll get them right there when
Look,
they put them out of range.
fuck
and
your
it's
game
gone.
up.
Exactly.
Real
Where you
quick
can't
from LA,
come
Moonshine
back.
says, "What
Fuck your
up,
game up
Focus?"
real quick.
What up?
What's up?
What's
She,
up, Soulution?
Baldy, she said red is a good look on you.
Ha ha ha. That's my homegirl. She's from Cairo.
So
Why-
why do you watch the NFL?
man, the addiction.
Oh,
man,
we got a live call.
I think, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-oh.
What you doing? Juicy, Juicy.
Oh, it's Deucey.
Man, we got you live on the air right now on the speakerphone, man, at the King's table.
So,
Me,
the
Focus,
so the
B,
question-
Southern Shadow.
What up? What up?
What up, boy?
So,
What up?
so here's the question. Hey,
Nigga, bring me some of them wings right quick. I'm hungry.
we need you to answer a question. Why do we still watch the NFL if we know it's racist?
Crickets.
Cat got your tongue?
I'm a Russell Wilson fan.
Everybody can't talk at once.
Damn, he got a
All right,
delay.
so
Get you an Android phone.
You better stop.
All right, thank you
Metro.
for your answer. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace.
Goodbye.
Stop fucking with Metro. Alright, man. Go ahead. What you think?
That's that
Walk
Walmart
low.
phone.
Hey,
Did you finish your answer?
I'm saying addiction. I think, you know what I'm saying, we're all a little addicted to this shit. We like the carnage. We like to see, you know what I'm saying, action and shit, you know what I'm saying? And
Old school gladiator mentality.
Oh, yeah, that part. Ultimately, you know what I'm saying? This shit's
But they have
entertaining.
taken that out, though. You can't crack a motherfucker like you used
I mean,
to.
you can't even celebrate in the end zone no more.
Oh, nah, they doing a lot of celebrating.
They
They
let
doing more
them
celebrating than
celebrate
they
now,
doing
but
damn
for a minute they
storm.
weren't.
But they ain't letting you hit nobody
okay,
like
so,
you used to.
so
Yeah.
you guys know the rule, right? With the celebration. The rule is has to be team. It has to be
Yeah.
it has to be a
Yeah.
team celebration. So that's why they group.
okay.
That's why they doing that now.
I mean,
You can't do
Do it
Billy
by
White
yourself.
Shoes Johnson. He run one back. He used
but
to
no,
come
what
down
I'm
and
saying
dance
is
and do
just,
different things.
you got
So,
cats now celebrating when, okay, he stopped a receiver. Nigga, that's your job, is to stop him. Sit your ass over there. You
First
ain't
down.
Like, what the fuck, man? You got
know what I'm
more motherfuckers
saying?
celebrating now than actually
When
scoring.
they make a tackle.
They make a
Right,
first
you
down and
can't-
celebrate.
You
the
stopped
next
one
bump.
play, and now you celebrating.
No,
if it was
give
up
me
me, I was
when they
bench
make a
your
tackle
ass.
in the
Every
game,
time you
they make
celebrate,
a
you not
play.
playing.
When they make a play and the game's already over.
Right.
And you
That's
celebrate.
true. That's true.
Fuck you celebrating for?
Thank you.
Game's fucking over.
I'm like, that's
Old boy did that
man.
shit in the Jets game on Thursday. When they stopped him and they blocked the punt, he went celebrating and all that in the end zone. Fucking game's already over. Fuck you celebrating for?
Thank you. Y'all getting your ass
Motherfuckers
whooped,
already whooped.
but you want to
Get
celebrate. Like, man, I will find your ass. You lucky I
Right.
don't celebrate unless you win it.
What was the question?
You celebrate and we ain't winning.
Why do
I'm
we
finding
still
you.
watch the NFL when they have shown to be openly shown to be racist?
I'm gonna say I've been tuning in because I just won my league in fantasy league, so I'm on my way to
It's
250
a
bucks.
money
I'm
game.
trying to get, so yeah, I've been tuning in. Thank you, Lamar Jackson. For real, but that racist shit, they need to get up out of that, man. They just tried to do that shit to Vic and try to get him
Man, they trying
voted
to
out.
Voted out
So
from
he
the
couldn't be a
honoree.
representative.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They need
Well,
to
they
stop
hit him
that
with the
shit.
tax evasion now.
Yeah, now they hit them with tax evasion, man. It's like, come on, man. And then all the guys from a couple of from the Redskins and shit just got, you know what I'm saying, for the insurance scam or something they did, man. So, you know, the NFL getting their money, man. They need to let them people that's giving them that money keep it, stay in the league and stop being racist.
Medical stuff.
Yeah, the medical scam, you know what I'm saying? Clinton Portis
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
the old boy Joe Horn from the
Makes
Saints.
most money for it being
Yeah,
a
if you know it,
non-profit.
Yeah.
Remember, they should be fully insured. Once you sign
Man,
the contract,
Clinton
with
Portis
NFL,
is broke as shit, man.
He is?
Yeah, Portis is broke, man. So that's why he did the insurance scam, man. Yeah, Portis is broke.
He got money. He got paid.
They say he went bankrupt or some shit.
Man, you gotta also remember, man, just
He
because
did
these
the Lamar
dudes,
move.
just because these dudes got money, man, a lot of people still don't want to deal with them. They still don't want to touch them.
And they don't know how to
look what
manage
happened
their
to
money,
the
too.
NFL
Got
player
money.
recently
It's called
who just wanted to
cartel.
open a bank account in Chase, and they called the police on him.
Who?
One of the NFL players. I forgot what his name was.
And he opened a bank account.
He was just going in to open a bank account, and they was, oh, we're scared of you. It was like,
That shit-
I'm
that's
opening a
style,
bank
bro.
account. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta realize these dudes are huge. You see, first of all, and a lot of them look intimidating. Okay, so you get a big motherfucker like that going to some banker or somebody who's an investor, and you like, hey, I want to invest some money.
How much?
Call the
20
cops.
million.
Call the cops. You know, they scared, man. They scared. I don't know why, but this is how they treat us.
But for Clinton Portis to be broke, listen, I wouldn't give two hells.
Came out the
If
NFL.
motherfucker gave me $40 million, give him 6 years, that 40 gonna be 200 or something. No, there's no way in hell you get $40 million and you should be broke. If you gotta pay a motherfucker to take, look, homie, just don't let us go broke. Here we
Easy to
go.
say when you got a million hands in your pocket.
but you
No,
gotta
you
remember
don't. That's
though,
why. That's where you go back. to what I
you
said.
gotta remember Portis before that game in Houston when he was at Miami, and then he had broke his leg. He already took $1 million insurance policy out on himself in that game, in the national championship game. So he already had $1 million before he got to the pros.
And that's when he
So I
broke
don't
his
know why he
leg that
broke.
last game. Yeah, that
broke.
college game.
He
that
just
messed
probably
up
made
his-
bad business
Bad
decisions
business
or bad decisions, period.
He pulled the remark on him and it wasn't
Everybody
until-
good?
He
Well,
said,
that did not answer the question, though. That did not answer the question.
Shadow's gonna answer
He
that.
did.
Right.
So now my
So
turn.
you shall.
Right.
yeah.
So in confession, I asked the question, and I want to answer it by, informing all what made me even want to ask the question. And I've been asking it for months. I got a couple roommates. We watched, they got the game on all the time.
Yeah.
I used to play football.
Right.
Ingram, 1988 state champs, number 24. I played free safety, cornerback. I played football.
Right.
And then
Yeah,
one of my
Kevin
roommates, what's that?
You was there with Kevin Snyder.
No.
Kevin wasn't there. They-
Simon Robinson
Yeah, my
was
bad.
our back. And George Johnson was our quarterback. But and then my other roommate played in the Rose Bowl, played for the Huskies and whatnot. So, I understand the love of the sport because I used to play it, right? But the thing that makes me ask this question is because ever since the Kaepernick, as I call it, the fiasco, y'all might not feel me on this, but I never thought any of it was real from the gate. Okay, one thing, this is gonna be a kind of long answer, but I'll try to keep it contained. When you kneel, that's a first and foremost, that's an act of submission. If you look it up,
Right.
okay, by definition, right? So okay, he kneels, all right, and then he kneels for the cause. For the cause, he said he kneeled for it, and that was rightfully so, right? Okay, and then bam, right from there, the NFL or Frisco. Okay, they start, the sanction to push back and all that, and then it went from that to him off the team, and then the NFL and everybody damn near blacklisting him, like he's a goddamn Mason or some shit. Okay, right? I'm just keeping it real.
Right.
Blackballed, blacklisted, right?
Right.
How many teams is in the NFL?
32.
Okay,
No, 30 right now, ain't it?
32.
okay.
32, yeah.
So out of all those teams, he didn't qualify for start, backup,
He
practice
did.
squad, none of that.
No,
he's
he
just
did.
he's just out of there.
Because even his
Listen,
coaches came up and said he should be in the starting position.
He should be in
Right.
the league.
Okay. Some of the coaches did. Right. Okay. Now, the drama part that makes it a
It's
fiasco
not yours.
is things have changed, y'all. And I don't want to be like, oh, why do we still watch NFL because it's racist? Because we a bunch of sleep motherfuckers. We asleep. We dumb for doing this, right? I want to say that, but this is what I want to say. What's wrong with us, bro? Back in the day when there was open racism for anything, okay? What's the first thing we did? Went on strike or boycotted, right? So you got all these black players in the NFL, let alone players, period. But
Right,
he's
they
standing
don't-
up for the black cause, and then none of the black players stand up for their boy. Only a couple did. What about the boycott?
What
What
they
about the fans boycotting?
What they should have did.
It's because
Everybody-
they almighty dollar.
Yeah, of course. That's what it's about.
What they should have did though, truthfully and being honest, they all should have just kneeled and not played and said, fuck it. You know
Right?
what I'm saying?
And
Let's
if it was
stand
really
up
like
for
that-
the fucking cause.
For the
We
cause,
all-
for him, for the whole thing. The
Everybody
fans should
should've
have did it. Everybody should have did it until
all
they
the
racked it
motherfucking
back
players
and let him back in the
If
league.
it would have been for the cause and they all was saying it was for the cause, they all should have kneeled and they all should have
Even if they all did, this enough of them.
They all should have took the game off.
Yeah.
They all should
But
have
it's
took the fucking
the
game off.
entertainment factor has basically my final answer is the entertainment factor has blinded us so tough that we've become desensitized to real shit. You know what I'm saying?
That was
That's what I'm talking
cold.
about. I was talking about drama.
Yeah, I mean like desensitized. It's like we watch it
And
happen
the norm.
and then we go right back to.
Normalcy.
And for me, it's kind of frustrating to witness, man. It's just like, wow,
I got
what else can happen right in our face next? You know what I'm saying? How many people after Starbucks showed what they showed went back to Starbucks?
Yeah.
Pardon my expression, I don't like to use the word, but I'm gonna just say it. How many niggas went back to wearing Gucci?
Yep.
Them motherfuckers be
And
in
Prada.
Starbucks every day.
So you see what I'm saying?
After the dude
That's
said,
what
I
I'm
don't-
talking
I
about.
don't-
What do
I
we
don't
really
cater to
stand for?
those.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Even
if it
if-
don't happen to you personally, then don't nobody care no more, man. So, yeah.
If a bear shit the woods,
I already answered.
He answered it.
Okay, so what's the next question?
What's the next question? Jump
Yeah.
on focus.
My turn now.
Shout out to all y'all watching the show tonight.
Everybody
Everybody
look, look, look.
appreciate you.
All right, here's the plug.
We're doing the
You
plug.
can catch us at Urban Soulution on Facebook Live, Sunday 6 to 8 next year. You know what I'm saying? Email your music if you got some music. Email it to urbansolutionsfm@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram at urban.solution. Sponsored by
What's up, Jazzy?
Apparel, and it's
How you doing, bro?
It's a new thing, .bigcartel.com. Let's go.
Yep. And you can always catch me towing your shit.
yeah, Mark.
KRams.com. I forgot what the hell my shit was again.
Angry Tow Truck.
RamsRoadSideAssistance.com. That's what it is. So far.
Angry told motherfucking driver.
Angry drunk driving tonight, goddamn.
You don't need no drunk driver.
I got Disney, I'm good.
Let's go.
We good tonight, goddamn. Hey, B, let me get that bottle right quick.
Nah, man, I'm holding on to this one tonight.
He making it too hot.
Yeah.
All right, focus. Let's go,
It
baby.
makes it easier to pass on when it's hot.
I think y'all rigged this. It says, name 2 things you hate that a woman does.
What up, Supo?
I do not want.
Brown.
Oh,
I do not want to answer this one on
okay.
live video.
2 things.
You lie a lot and you never admit when you're wrong. You can never say you're sorry. You can never say, you know what, I fucked up. My bad. That was fucked up. Them the 2 things right there. Let me tell you.
Drink.
2 things that you hate that women do.
Annie, I need a ride home.
I hate when y'all think that y'all slick try and ration out the pussy. I hate when you ration out the pussy knowing damn well you want to swipe. That's
But
one.
is that one? Okay, never mind. My bad, bro. My bad.
I mean, that's one I can't stand.
Yeah. That was a good one.
2. Let me see. Two things that I hate that women do.
That's it?
Um,
You good?
Go back to it now.
You can come back.
Man, let me think about it real quick.
I give up to that baby mama shit. You know what I'm saying? That baby mama shit. That pussy kid. Nah. That. Well, I can't say. We gotta say we speaking on.
Yeah, we should specified that this
What you hate when
isn't
woman
all
does.
women, of course.
No, everybody in their
Real
own
shit?
experience.
Yeah.
The attitude when that time of month, what is that? The attitude, I hate that shit. Now, I'm an old guy now, I don't have to deal with it, because they too old for periods. You know what I'm saying? They not having that. You know, we'll go through that right now. But you know,
They got that geriatric job.
that's enough. That's it.
Jiggle up. Geriatric jiggle up.
Oh shit.
I'm good. There you go. That's up
That's the fuck I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Wait once a month.
I'm sure about that. Everything else I
He said, knock that shit
overcome, been
off.
there, done that, seen it. I know how to slither through that other stuff. You know what I mean? 55. Well,
But you know, that part we can't.
That's
we
science. We can't mess with that.
fuck
That's
with
natural.
that, so we
Yeah,
gotta leave
so-
that alone.
so-
I'm gonna say kamumu.
What the hell is that?
Bitch.
Huh?
Bitch.
Oh,
Kamumu means.
I thought you said about
Come on.
That's
I've
all
never
man.
heard that before.
That's her language.
No, that's hula.
Oh, okay,
That's her language.
okay.
That means bitching everybody. I can't stand that kamumu and shit.
Kamumu, that's what that
I
means,
can't
bitch.
stand
There's a lot of
bitching.
shit
Yeah,
centered
That's
around
Samoan,
bitch,
that's what that
period.
means, Kamumu.
yeah.
Shut your Kamumu ass up.
Can't stand that motherfucker.
She over there falling out.
Hey.
shit.
I
Wow.
got it.
That's one though.
I got my second.
That's
second.
Let's have go with the
What you
second.
got? What you got on your
Okay,
second?
let's
Dan?
backtrack.
Okay, so I
got all
hate
serious,
when
too.
I hate when women want to act tough. I love a strong bitch. I love a strong
I'm
woman.
gonna kick your
But I
ass
can't
tonight.
stand a tough bitch.
Don't be calling us.
Okay, but okay, you gotta elaborate a little more on that though.
We'll elaborate on it because
I love
I'm
a
about to
strong
get into
woman.
that
You
too.
know what I'm saying? A powerful woman. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
right, okay.
I don't want no tough bitch. I
Like
want no
tough,
bitch
like nigga, I'll fight you. Or,
Remy Ma tough.
like,
I want a girl, not a homeboy.
okay, are you talking about that? Okay, I got you.
I
shake hands
mean,
with
and it's, you know,
Because some women would be like, they real lady, they just all lady, and I'll just figure it out and I'll get it done.
No,
She's being tough, but she's
said,
being lady
oh,
tough.
that's not the tough that we're
That's just
talking
being,
about.
I'm a strong woman tough. You see what I'm saying?
When a
So-
chick
I'm
try and
talking
act
about
hard.
Hey.
Okay, see, that's what I was saying. Okay, so yeah, you talking about a chick acting like a nigga.
My homegirl said, "Oh,
Nah,
cock
I
on
ain't
the
with
crutch
that.
ass
I ain't
chick."
You know what I'm saying?
I don't like that. That is not
I
me.
love a strong woman. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
saying,
all no
oh,
guns
what's the
toting?
old
Huh?
cock on
She
the
can
crutch
have
ass
guns, all the
chick?
shit,
What
she
is
can all that
that?
shit. You know what I'm saying?
She said,
But-
"Oh, cock on the crutch ass chick."
Damn it. What up?
Okay,
That's
maybe you can help us with that one.
shit.
Well,
She said, we hate when y'all ration out the bread. I know that's right.
Well, give up better pussy then. Shit. And better head. And better ass and shit. Like, what the fuck?
Man.
Do what you supposed to do on the regular to get the money,
Can't say you
motherfucker.
didn't shave it.
They be
and
thinking,
stuff, so
they be
this
thinking
What you
that.
talking about?
They
I
be
can do it
thinking
the
that-
first 3
hey,
months, but the
y'all
next
know the
6,
beef
I
is supposed to
can't.
be free, right?
The fuck you think you doing? Okay,
It's
you know
on
what?
me, I
Let's get
think.
back to the
Yeah,
question.
it's on Shadow.
Mistake.
Mine is pretty simple, man. First and foremost, whether no, I'd say this is more in like bachelor mode or you know just kind of single or whatever.
So you trying to say you got
And you're-
bitches?
huh?
You trying to say you got bitches?
I mean,
He said he got
Nah,
72 of them. He got 72 of them motherfuckers.
Nah, but you know when you're talking to a female, and she actually she knows she wants to get with you on any kind of level, whether it's just a little bit or whether it's deep.
Right,
But they playing the game,
right.
See?
and they're making you chase and making you chase.
That's a
And
fucking
then-
lie. See?
and then when you-
That's
and
lying.
then
You're
when you-
lying. Stop fucking
And then
lying.
when you
Just say you
pull,
want to fuck
and then
with
when
me.
you pull back,
See?
it's like they
See?
got beef or something.
Like this is where
See,
this
listen,
is hand
right?
in hand with
That's
rationing
one.
out the pussy.
Was you about to say something on that?
Teach y'all youngsters about that part of the game later though.
And I hate a drunk bitch.
Yeah, that chase thing.
Yeah.
That's their.
Definitely,
Bitches
I hate
get
a
older,
drunk
that
bitch.
chase
That's the
thing, that's
worst.
their
Just can't be
foreplay.
drunker than
Oh
me.
yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
can't
That's their
stand a drunk
foreplay.
bitch.
That turn them on, you chasing it. That's their foreplay.
Well, yeah, but come on.
But
man.
there's a limit to it.
I was just about to say that.
There gotta be a
Come on,
limit
there's gotta
to
be
it.
a limit
different
to it.
types though.
Because
You're
I'm not trying to chase you
like,
for a year.
I can't do it.
Okay, wait on that. Go ahead, finish what you're saying.
I got shit to do.
Yeah, so yeah, it just it gets you don't have to spend no money to feel like a trick. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
just, you just kind of wasting time.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so
trick
that's
time
that.
just as
All right,
quick
so
as you
whether
can trick money.
however you're involved with the female or the woman, when it's time to eat, and it's really her saying, what
kind
kind
of
hungry,
eat?
what you want to eat, or what we gonna eat, and then you make every suggestion in the world,
Ooh,
and
she
it's
right.
like no.
Ooh, she
But
know
she makes a
everything she don't
suggestion
wanna eat, though.
that she knew the whole, she knew she wanted that the whole time. Why don't you just say it off top and let it
Yeah.
go?
It's
On the
almost
back
like
and
a
forth. So I've
game.
experienced, a little bit of that, here and there. But when you're a bachelor, you really don't have to worry about none of that.
See, that goes back
That's
to
what
what
I
I
told
said
you,
at
52
first. 72, 52 of them.
Just,
Yeah, see, it don't
I
matter.
could be as I am.
Damn right.
That doesn't mean I, don't ever want to be involved.
You be
again,
like
but I'm actually enjoying it.
Arsenio Hall and Eddie Murphy and Coming to America. They be taking interviews.
Yeah.
Hello.
Different ones.
Yeah, but that's my final answer on that one.
Folks, okay. My first one is the same thing that Jan was talking about. I can't stand a hard ass bitch, and I don't typically refer to women as a bitch, but when you're playing hard like that, you're a hard ass bitch when you refer to yourself that way.
Like Bob say, a bitch.
I can't stand that shit, especially when
Cube say. My bad.
shit goes behind closed doors and you're a completely different person. You ain't gotta play hard for my homeboys. I don't play that game. The other thing that I cannot stand is a social media chick that if you got it and your shit's banging and you're comfortable with your body and you're posting selfies or whatever, cool, be you.
Hey, pal, jumping on.
But if you're going on social media talking about how you can't find love and all this shit, and then you go on a date with a dude and tell him first night y'all get together, don't catch no feelings, but then just the day before you was on social media talking about why can't I find love?
Because she was looking for a mouthful.
You fucked up.
She wanted that was debate.
Get your story straight.
That was debate. Catch no feelings. All right, here you go.
Yeah.
Man, I got my way. I ain't got to do none of that bullshit.
Cause that was a drunk bitch.
I seen a motherfucker do all this right here. I done walked the fuck out.
Yeah.
So when I seen that shit, they're like, mama did this shit. I left her ass at the restaurant. Fucking wherever the fuck we at, bitch. I'm out of here. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Who,
Bitch, you goddamn old to
Shalom.
be doing all this shit. What the fuck are you doing?
Who's next? What's
Shut your ass
next?
down.
Next
somewhere. Shut
question.
the fuck up.
Okay.
Silly ass motherfuckers.
Do I?
You bitch.
You bitch.
That monster can over there.
So, do I have to? Can I make a question that's not?
Please. Oh, don't show the label.
All right. Does diversity in the workplace decrease or increase tension? Does diversity in the workplace decrease or increase tension? Jam. Oh, jam.
Oh, damn.
Jam.
Damn.
Damn for me.
Damn.
One more time.
Does diversity in the workplace decrease or increase tension?
Both.
Jam.
Oh, jam.
Both. I mean, the more diverse your workforce is, I think the more power you have. Shit. So, but then it also can create barriers and shit and tension and shit. Because could it be too diverse? diverse and then there's no unity.
Look,
I mean,
all the places I've been to, motherfuckers is always gossiping and talking shit about each other. And it's diverse than a motherfucker.
That part. I mean, does it create tension? I mean, yeah, and fuck it.
Right now,
You don't have to fuck.
He
with
said
them.
maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
okay, right now, today's the way society is today, the way shit is settled and everything is today, a diverse situation. Depending on the individuals that's in there, it can cause a fucked up shit. You know, it can cause the work. We all supposed to be doing this, but this is not getting done because all of us is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? You know, we got a black dude, 2 or 3 black dudes in there. You got 4 or 5 Mexicans. You got a couple of white boys who's the supervisors of this and that. And a couple of Japs in there running up and down the aisles doing. You know what I'm saying? That's how it usually goes. You got the Japs doing the running in the warehouse, boom, boom. You know, they got us doing the cleaning and doing whatever.
Right.
They gonna have a couple of white guys walking through the floor,
Supervisors
supervisors and all that. You know, yeah. So they hear this shit on the news. So when everybody come back to work, the Japs is thinking this, the niggas is thinking this, the white boys is scared because they don't know how their whole workforce gonna come in and work. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't really it ain't really no type of energy, no unity in this department. What's going on?
said increase.
So it increases, the diversity, it really increases bullshit. 'Cause you got us right now screaming, black on, work for black on, only black on, only black on, you know what I'm saying? And you got these white boys, make America great again. You niggas go work at Jack in the Box. We finna get this to my nephews and so-and-so coming in. You feel what I mean? So it can go both ways. Unless you got some cool motherfuckers in human resources and put the right motherfuckers together in the right situation where they know, okay.
That in itself is a whole skill.
So it can cause both ways.
B?
I ain't gonna say nothing. I work for Safeway. Motherfuckers tune in, my ass be fired. I'm cool on this.
It's like,
I ain't saying a motherfucking
you niggas, Shadow's like, I can't say that.
No, I can answer this one. So yeah, I work for a community service, WAPI Community Services. So yeah, I would say having my workplace is very diverse, all types, whether it be the preference or nationality, so-called race, whatever. But yeah, I would say working in a diverse environment for myself, it allows me to be myself.
Right.
Within the construct of whatever rules and parameters that I work under. And when I say I work for them, I actually work with them because I'm my own self-contractor.
Right.
So I don't have to. You guys know how I get down on Facebook.
Yeah.
I can do whatever I want when I'm my own boss.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm still not going to compromise my
Contract is
position.
different.
Yeah, my contract. That's why even like here on the show, I'm only going to be a certain way, do certain things because I'm in schools with children and whatnot. I do a lot of my dirt on my own.
Repercussions were about.
Yeah, but so being in
Safeway.
Working in a diverse setting, yeah, I would say it's been beneficial. But I've also worked in, before doing this, 13 years medical administration. I worked at Seattle Children's Hospital. I worked for a urology practice and ophthalmology, running the front office, right?
Right.
So, and I've also done worked corporate, type of, under those kind of settings, right? So it, like you were saying, it really depends on the people's mentality that's working. You know what I mean?
There
Because
it is right there.
if you go into a company I work for I ain't gonna say their name like that. Okay, I work for a major Northwest-based medical group.
Right.
Okay, medical group. Right.
Yeah.
Medical
Yeah,
about
there's a
your
hint right there.
health.
Yeah.
Right. So put it together. Right. And I was like, wow. And then I already mentioned another place that I used to work. I'm not going to repeat it. And that was one of the most racist work environments that I worked in. for the simple fact that, you know, on TV, when you see the commercials and whatnot, it's like, it's all for the little guy and the people and all their commercials got so-called minorities and woo, right? And they actually kind of kept that going, you know, for their, let's just say for their patrons, right? But in the work environment, the managers, the supervisors, you know, I call them gatekeepers. Right. They were seeing to it that, you know, pardon my expression, but they were seeing that niggas wasn't advancing unless they could control them, right? And how is it I first started working there?
You talking about white, right?
Yeah. Working there, I started working there around 2005. And I was told after I was hired on, you know, after I passed the 90 days and all that, that I was the first black male to work in medical administration there. And I was like, what? They're like, yep, you made history here. Wow. I was like, wow.
I was finna quit tomorrow.
So yeah, that's all. Where it's not good is if you're in an environment where people got, you know, their own racist or bigoted, you know, mentalities and they're fixed in them, and they're gonna smile in your face, they're gonna act like they're your friend, but they're looking to sabotage you, right? You know, and if they're not looking to sabotage you, they're gonna make you relax and get to doing like they doing, and then they're gonna tell on you, and then they're gonna have somebody looking at you doing the exact same thing that they doing. But you get clipped for it, and they don't. So,
That part.
I gotta agree with you on one thing.
what's that?
That was long as fuck.
Okay.
That's me. On a certain note, I think what I'm saying goes right along with what you were saying. I think it depends on the work environment. Because like with the folks that I work with, we're a very diverse group of people. But we thrive off of that because we all have different inputs that can influence the project that we're working on. On the other hand, I've worked with companies where I couldn't advance because I didn't find the humor in the jokes that were being made about the minorities on the company. Exactly. So I think it really depends on the work environment.
Good.
Well, me myself, I've been fired from every job. Everyone. Look, it's probably like 2 or 3 that I walked off of.
He made him fire.
But you can't fire me, I quit.
No,
I done probably been fired from every freaking job if I didn't quit. So I ain't really peep out, was the diversity good or not? It was, nah, this some bullshit. I'm gonna ass. This some bullshit. Or, alright, man. Listen, I'm being out here, bro.
They're gonna fire me today.
So I ain't really never peeped it out. I ain't never last that long. See, that's what made me say I gotta get my own shit.
Real shit. That's what happened to that nigga. Woke up, what's that? You finna fire me today, bro. For what? You'll see.
Today.
You'll see.
Today.
That's why I had to get my own shit, man, because
Today,
I
not
can't
tomorrow.
keep a job. I couldn't do it, man. Either I walked out or I got fired. So
Hey, you're a fucking monster. Let's see what the ball got for us.
Yeah, yeah.
Jam looks like he over there making popcorn.
Let's see what the fuckery brings.
B.
Y'all sure want to hold on to my bottle tonight. Shit, that shit. The 2 other bottles.
That nigga
Some
sexy.
sexy
What
shit.
up to your Milwaukee? You need another one.
Who is more important? The owner of a sports club
He said, oops.
or the players?
Well, we just kind of answered that about watching the
So what happened? What's the question again?
Who is more important? The owner of a sports club or the players?
What the fuck
That's
kind of
right.
question is that?
That's a good question, but a stupid question.
I'll answer.
I mean,
I
think
tie
that-
I
into
think
that.
that's
I think
It's a
the
good
answer
question
might be
because-
obvious, unless we all answer different.
You know what? Because we all feel that way, let's answer that one. Let's answer that one. Let's answer that one.
Who is more important?
Okay.
The owner or the
The
player?
owner, yeah, that part.
I'm
The
gonna say the
owner?
players. You know why? Because you can own a restaurant and not have a soul up in there.
Exactly.
You could own a team and you have a 50,000 seat stadium and you have 1,000 motherfuckers sitting there with brown bags on their head because your team lost.
Okay.
So the importance, no matter if you are the owner and you got all of this money and you own this team, those players,
You said the
If
product.
the product, I hate
Which
to
is
say
the
it,
players.
but the motherfuckers you
Product is the most
prostituting, they are more important.
If they don't perform,
Yeah.
you ain't making
You ain't
money.
making no money.
Like the Cowboys.
You can have,
So you said players.
I think the
Or the
players are
Redskins,
more
that
important than the owner. Even though the owner, he's an important part because he has to buy, it's his shit. But unless you like, what's the team they won? It's Cleveland Browns or somebody
Yeah,
like
my
that.
team ain't
That
won.
you just got
Cincinnati,
that.
right?
Cincinnati,
At the end of the
unless you
day-
just got that money to keep fucking off. You know what I'm saying? Without making no residuals,
wait
it's
till
your
my
hobby. Then
Some of them don't give a fuck though,
you know what
man.
I'm saying?
I'm trying to just jump in.
So you basically you're
My
right with
sports
the
team
players.
is my tax write-off because I own an oil company over here.
So you rocking with the players.
I'm rocking with the players, whether it's
Okay.
hockey,
I'm rocking with the
baseball,
players.
football,
Players?
basketball.
Y'all rocking with the players.
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 Absolutely, because even if nobody
player
owned a
would be the
team,
owner.
people would still be out there playing the game.
Right.
Now,
If there wasn't people playing the game, the owners wouldn't have anything to own.
very true.
Right.
But when you talk about perspective or circumference of awareness, a person like ourselves, who are more, when I say artist driven, you know what I'm saying, or we're artists, we know what it is to be the player.
Yeah.
Right? But if somebody is a bit, is a businessman, from a businessman.
I'm glad you said that because
and
that's
just
what I was
thinking
about to
from
go.
that
I'm about to
perspective,
say,
it
they
depends
don't
on
come
your
with a whole.
standpoint.
you got to
Yeah,
look at it like
yeah.
this. I would say the most important part is the business.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
It goes
Because
hand in hand.
now, even though we say, like you just said, now we always gonna say, well, it's the player. Yeah, but just like you
Can there
want
be
to
a-
quit, there's gonna be somebody else that I
That
can
they
pay
can
to
fill.
take your place.
Right.
Can there be
So-
a business without the game, though?
The game's gonna be there.
Exactly.
The game is
The
gonna
game's
be
gonna
there.
be
The
there.
game's gonna be
the
there
point
with the
is-
players.
See, that's where I was going.
Whether
I was
the
like,
business
well, I
side
don't
is there or
agree.
not.
I
That's
think
when
it's
they
the
strike
business.
that 1 year, they're gonna have
You see
some
what I'm saying?
backups to come in.
Yeah, because they struck in the business.
The
still
owner,
like that.
I mean, you
NFL
gotta think
still
about it
ran.
like this. The owner is gonna get somebody to get in there and get to do the job.
Yeah.
So the most important part is the owner. No matter how we look at it,
That makes
we
sense.
always got our own personal feelings involved in what we got
Yeah.
involved in. But if you look at it overall, without the owner, it don't exist.
Let them owners stop
You
playing.
do
and
not
shut their
have a
places
chance
down.
to make that money.
I mean-
you do not have that opportunity. Without the owner, you
Let
don't
the
even have
owners
that
go on strike.
conversation.
Let the owners go on
Without
strikes.
the owner, you don't have the conversation.
Change your point of view, though. If we're not talking about sports, say we're talking about like music,
Uh-huh.
which would be more important, the artist or the label?
Shit, look
Today-
at Chuck Nice
So,
ass.
it
There would
depends.
still
It's gonna-
there would
it
still be
always
people
depends.
making music even if there wasn't a label.
It's like
But
that now.
with
Right,
the,
there
with
would
the
still be
business,
people
it's
playing
up to
the
the
sport.
business to get it circulated
So
and
use
put
Death
out
Row
there.
Records as a perfect example,
Yeah.
or
You see what I'm
and/or
saying?
Ruthless,
So
and
you're still
or,
gonna need the business.
Master P, No Limit,
Yeah.
right? Okay, just using
Yep.
them, and then we can even go to Rap a Lot with Jay
Prince,
Prince,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Okay, so without the businessman that knows how to
Navigate.
navigate and bring
The
Yeah.
revenue
the,
in.
or you know what I'm saying, create
Bring
the
the revenue
conditions,
in.
pay for the conditions, invest the conditions for the artist to be able to.
You
make
would just
their
be an
money.
artist. You
You know
would
what
just
I
be
mean?
an artist.
You would
That's
be an
it.
artist, but now today,
And
the
that's
artists
kind of my whole point.
are self-empowered to be the record company themselves. But what I'm saying is,
But-
where would Death Row Records have been without Suge?
Yeah.
Right.
Where would Jay Prince? Rap a Lot have been without Jay Prince? Right?
Exactly.
Where would the Ghetto Boys
Well,
have
Big-
been without
Biggie
Jay
be without
Prince?
Puffy,
You know,
yeah,
somebody,
all that.
right?
Exactly.
You know, so
Luke Skywalker
and we're-
without,
and go-
and Tupac
and-
without Luke Skywalker.
Right.
You
That's
see what I'm saying?
that's the
So
difference
you
between
It's a
need the
hand in
owners.
hand thing, but I will all and part of
But
stuff.
see,
I'll
it's-
always, and I'm just gonna say just one sentence. I will always remain with the artist and the player, because even though there's an aspect where where the you need the business person or the management or whatever, right? They won't have nothing. A manager, a promoter, or an owner will have nothing if he has no players.
I guess
Okay? A movie producer won't have a movie if he or she doesn't have actors.
But see, well, here's why I
It all
differ, because
comes
there's
down
always
to-
going to be a demand for something. And it's up to that owner with the money to find that demand and capitalize off of that. That's what his job is.
So like you said,
So
if one
the
quits,
tables and the chairs have to shift, well, they have to shift.
right? But if there's no player or actor
Don't bring that
to
chair.
sit in the chair,
The chair just
But
goes.
see,
the
that-
chair's just gonna be revolving with
that's
no
not
with
a
nothing
real.
there.
That's not
No,
a
here's
real
the
answer.
thing.
Yes, it
because there's
is.
always gonna be someone in that chair. You see
And-
what I'm saying?
And again,
Yes,
it goes
sir.
right back. So it
You
goes
see, that's
right back
I'm
to
like-
what I said.
Jay,
If
put on
there's
that
no
Santa-
player,
put on that Santa,
what does the owner have?
It's always gonna be a player. That's the problem.
Not necessarily.
But it's still not
always gonna
answering
be
the
a
And I can
question.
speak from
It's
experience
always
on
gonna
that.
If they
be-
don't
Okay.
have a player,
The
they
reason
don't
why-
have nothing.
The reason why
They gotta be the player.
Here's why I say the reason why it's gonna always be a player. Okay, when our age limit, when we looked at hip hop, we say hip hop died with the new generation.
Santa
Okay,
Claus
it sucks.
is
So now we
coming
get little
to
artists here and there,
town.
but regardless how we look at it,
It's still going.
it's still gonna roll. The money machine is still gonna roll.
Right,
Regardless
so
how
again-
you look at it as an artist, the money gonna keep coming. The owners are gonna keep cashing them checks. They're gonna keep keeping people.
If the
hey,
owner
you
had-
don't like your contract, you're out of here. Bring somebody else in. We're gonna make a new Eminem. We're gonna make a new DaBaby. This is the money machine. That's
So
all I
it
know.
goes right
Without
back.
this,
I agree with
this
you.
is what
And it
keeps
goes-
us entertained.
But it goes right back to
If
what I'm
we
saying.
don't like being entertained, you need to go off the grid.
So answer the question directly. If the owners have no workers,
but you're
how will they
asking-
make money?
But
we
see-
already know there's always gonna be them.
Right.
I
I'm saying
agree.
hypothetically
But I'm just
speaking, that's
saying,
the question. If we didn't have no,
okay,
if the
because we
owner-
have
Claus
situations.
real? How can you really?
'Cause we
But
have-
see, if
we
you-
have
okay, but
situations-
listen
we
what
have
you're
Santa Claus
saying.
real.
Okay,
If the
but
workers
listen
go on
what you're
strike,
saying.
if the workers
Hypothetically,
boycott,
if there's no,
They don't got nothing.
What you're saying? If there's no
Let me give you a
artist,
prime
but then
example.
there could be no owners.
I'll give you a- go
Think
ahead.
about
Let
what
me-
you're saying.
say
If
what you're
there
gonna
can
say.
never be an artist, then there can never be no
Check
owners.
this.
Let me
It
give you
has
a
to
prime
go coincide.
example.
It has
If
to.
the
That means-
artists
that's like
take
saying there's
more
no good without evil.
ownership, then the artist
You see what I'm
becomes the
saying?
owner.
It has to be.
No,
You can't take one
it
from
doesn't
the other.
have to be,
Nah, 'cause
though.
If you look at Master
From
P,
the
Master P
beginning of
created
time,
his
it's
own
been this
shit.
way. You cannot
And
take
No.
one from
he
the
was an
other.
artist that
No.
made himself become
Yes,
an
And
it
I
artist.
can
has.
give you a prime example.
When has it not ever been court justice or whatever it has not been? When has it ever not been?
Remember, nobody wanted to go play for what you call
You
it.
see what I'm
Even
saying?
Eli
So
Manning.
you
in
cannot
there.
have
Nobody
one without
wanted-
the other.
Who drafted
regardless.
Eli Manning? Somebody.
Everybody-
Nobody wanted to go play for that team.
Yeah.
That whole and they had a boo season for a long time. Nobody wanted to go over there and play for that team. None of the players. The motherfuckers was
That
actually
used
be
to be
traded.
Seahawks.
Was that
A lot
who
of-
was
for
who
years,
drafted?
Seahawks.
Yeah.
A lot of
Nobody
years,
wanted to go
nobody
play.
used to
They
wanna
was
come
losing
to
money.
I agree with you saying.
I agree with what you're saying.
But if you really look at what we're talking about, you can't have one without the other.
It all
And in the sense of the way that this capitalistic world is set up, I agree. In order for them to do business at the level that they're doing business, the players don't have the dough that the owners have.
Right, and then the owners don't have
the talent that
to do
the
what
players
can
have.
do. You see what I'm saying?
So I agree with that. So
Symbiotic relationship.
reality is, if the owners did not have the workers, the players,
And the players
know what
and
they
the
would do?
owners.
no,
and
they
we
gotta
know-
find
no.
them. And
You
if
know
they
what
can't
would do?
find them,
They would do
then
what
would
they
do?
did in the
Oh,
beginning
ooh.
of the NFL. They
I-
gonna go
and
hire
watch
some
this.
people out the bar.
No, this is what they're doing
co-workers
now.
and stuff like
AI.
that. That's what
Exactly
they
what
would
you're
do.
talking about.
Intelligence.
That not so. What they're doing to solve the problem that you and I are creatively and positively debating over is AI and robots
Yeah, I seen.
and whatnot.
What
Now I don't know about mechanized football.
I mean, let's be honest.
but-
Kings, real question. Will we watch AI NFL?
Okay.
Would that be
Somebody
interesting
will.
too?
Let me speak on what you were saying.
Somebody will.
Have you
for real.
seen the football?
Can't stay on too long. This
Okay,
question.
have you
what's the
seen
next
that
question?
the football practices now? They have like
Moving
these have the
dummies?
dummies, the moving dummies. They set them and they run the pattern, or they do the defense or whatever.
Right.
They gotta block them.
Mhm.
That's halfway to AI. You got these dummies.
There's already been movies about it.
Yeah. So
But
okay, next question.
But if you knew there was robots, would you want to watch it instead of real humans?
No. Okay, next question, and I wrote this one.
There's already a TV
Okay.
show about robots fighting robots.
I wrote this one. Okay? And I looked for my damn self because I wanted to know this. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Do you think people, black, white, Asian, Chinese, Mexican, everybody as a whole, do you think today's society understands the difference between the black America and the white America?
That's what the question is?
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah.
Read the question.
The difference
Yeah,
between
they
black
understand.
America and white America.
What is the difference?
Yeah. Some people know. Do people? Do
You're
you
saying,
think
do you
people
think
understand
people
the
understand the
society?
difference?
Do you think they understand it?
B.
Are they aware? There's some people are not even aware of
Racism
it.
still exists.
And it's
Okay.
harder than ever.
Still don't.
Okay,
That
but I
doesn't
know,
mean that they don't understand
I
the
know
difference.
there's racism, but I'm saying there, you know, the structure of it. If you look at it, there's a black America and there's a white America, so to speak. But it's all supposed to be American. Some people are dumbfounded. Some, you know, on both sides of the fence. Some our people are dumbfounded, and some white people
I know a few
don't
people
understand
that
it.
are that idiotic.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So that's a deep question. When I say it's a deep question, but it's also in a sense circumstantial. Okay, but do people understand it? It's like, okay, black and white based on what, right? And then what about everybody else in between? Okay, now there is a black white reality based on transatlantic slave trade, the labor of the slaves. Helping to build and make this country. We're talking before chattel slavery and after, up until this very day.
Right.
Okay. So what exactly does America understand? Well, I know since Trump has been president, well, really since Obama became president, I think what people may not have understood or wondered what was there, racism, it brought itself to the forefront for the last 8 years. So, you know, in that aspect, yes, they do understand.
12 years?
And I conclude by saying, yeah, they understand.
Yeah, 12.
But, and please, I really don't like cursing, but what the fuck is going on? Everybody knows.
Yeah.
But ain't nobody doing shit. Everybody's just watching. Watching it happen, watching it go down. And then when I say everybody, not everybody. There's people that are trying to make strides and bring the awareness, right? But, you know, if all the people who are against it don't unite, and first and foremost, if black people don't have some kind of unconditional unity like we almost had back in the 90s, we're not going to have nothing. They got us gone right now talking about reparations. They're not giving up no reparations without a fight.
No.
Look up Dred Scott versus Sanford. Look up Dred Scott versus Sanford. Supreme Court, Dred Scott versus Sanford, 1857,
Do you think
Supreme
it would be
Court
repealed?
decision to know why black people have problems and always will be.
Do you think it would be repealed? Because it hasn't been repealed
No,
yet.
it's never
Still
been
to this day.
It's never been repealed. And if you don't know what it means, just look it up, and you'll see that black people were never fully free. They were free
Guys
from
know why it
chains,
won't be repealed.
but because we're still deemed as property, and
British.
by the Supreme Court decision said
We're not considered human, we're considered
we're
property.
property, and we don't have human rights,
Mm,
and
Brit-
we'll never be considered.
British
But you would never hear our
We don't
black
know this.
politicians or
Any freedom that we have actually is a privilege.
Right.
Under that
It's
decision,
not
go
a
read
right.
that
It's a
decision. It'll
privilege.
make you go, what?
It's not a right. It's a
The
privilege.
13th
I just read a story
Constitution,
about a
they took
child
it
that was
out.
sold as property.
These are the things. What I just brought up are the things that are not understood.
Right.
Are the things that are not known.
Right.
Exactly.
We know there's racism, right? But why? How is it that a unarmed black person could literally be surrendering in the whole nine and still get shot dead?
Because in the law, you're property, not
No human rights.
You're not-
Why do you think we
civil
marched and
rights.
begged for civil rights? This is civil.
Yeah.
Peace, how you doing?
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
By law, white people gotta act like that with black people. Act
Civil.
like that. It's civil
'Cause they
rights.
used
It's
to
being
have
civil.
to.
But we don't have human rights. That's why whenever they get ready, they can
Say
pull that
human
privilege
rights.
of freedom away from us at any time. Read the law.
Yeah.
Get you
But
a black
what's-
law
Hey, but what's- hold on.
a black's law
Hold on.
dictionary.
Also,
in there.
there's a little when they made the agreement with Britain.
Mhm.
that,
Oh yeah.
you know, that they can't really do that.
Do
You know what I'm saying? They promised Britain when they got this land and all this shit that they wouldn't.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they wouldn't. I just watched
Look
this
up
shit.
USA
They wouldn't do
Inc.
that to us. They can't do. Britain's
know
not
that our
allowing
country
us
is
to
a
put us back
corporation.
into all of
Well,
that
see, that's not
situation.
true because
Oh, yeah.
before then,
It's 13 countries.
before then, Europe was enslaving black people. Before the Americas was enslaved.
Right. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about America, North
Yeah.
American continent. The deal they made with Britain. I understand slavery because slavery.
If you
was way
search the
before we
history,
came to
if
North
one searches the
America.
history
Yeah.
with proper due diligence, they'll see that America, the American Revolution,
Europe-
that
We
was
lost.
for us in our history books.
Yeah, that was our
We're-
history.
Europe
lost
sent
that
their
shit.
people
England,
over here,
England,
but
the Queen of
England-
England, and that
Yeah,
setup, they actually own America.
Yeah, and the Queens. And
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I'm not talking about that.
There
And
are
I-
three.
that's
There
what
are
we're
three.
I'm not
there-
talking about that. What we're talking about is that they didn't care about the slavery. They wanted slavery. They weren't finna go out there and do that shit
No,
themselves.
what a-
So they were
Queen-
like, get
You're
them
right, there
niggas
was
over
slavery.
here
Yeah,
and
there was slavery.
get them niggas to do that shit.
So, you see what he just said?
Right.
That's what they
acknowledging
did.
what I said.
You see what I'm saying? So
the
that's
ruling class or
the
the
higher
monarchy,
powers, yes, they did
were
that.
already in the slave trade. This actually started in the year 1555. We didn't get here
Actually,
in 1619.
that's not true
It was 1555.
either.
Yes, it is.
See, that's
Look it
not
up.
true either.
Sir
because-
John Hawkins.
Because the Portuguese started that before the Europeans.
Well, the
they're
Portuguese
Europeans
just-
also. But the
Yes, they are.
Portuguese started doing that way
1555.
before.
And the
Because
slave ship was called the
That was
good
just
ship
the
Jesus.
hub,
Hold
though.
on,
They
let me
was
tell
just
you,
a trading
because
post,
in the
Portugal.
1300s, the Portuguese went over there and started that shit in West Africa. Now I know that for a fact.
Well, they was just
You
a
see what I'm saying?
trading
So the
post.
Portuguese, no, the Portuguese was
Portugal.
started, and that's
Like
what
a-
what's the lady warrior who was in charge? I can't remember her name in West Africa. Man, listen, I'm telling you for a fact, this shit started way before Europe.
Right.
Europe was not the first one over there doing. I'm saying
But-
Europe. I gotta stop saying it. I'm sorry, y'all. England was not the first ones over there doing that shit.
Mm-hmm.
It was Portuguese.
All right, so now let's.
So
When I
that
said
goes
was,
way
and so I'm going to go to the
centuries
root of the
before
Portuguese.
England.
Who financed them? Who gave them?
Portuguese had
Who
their
gave them
own.
their sanction? The Roman Catholic Church.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Roman
the
Catholic-
Vatican,
this was
Masonic
before-
Jesuits are the
this
ones who
was
started
before
all of
the
the
Roman
slavery.
Catholic Church.
Not
Yes, they did.
Portuguese.
You see what I'm saying?
Roman Catholic
Portuguese
Church was
started
before
that.
Portuguese was doing that.
Oh
Roman
yeah,
Catholic
they're the
Church
ones
was
ruling the
doing-
Portuguese, the English, and
Remember they
everybody
had everything
that we
had-
think are different people. They're all the same
Portugal
people
was
with
a
just
hub for
different
a long
Roman
maps.
time.
Catholic Church.
You know how they
didn't
have the
start
masquerade
coming around
parties?
until about the
You know how they have them?
18th
They're all
and
in their
17th
cultures.
century.
They're different
This was-
countries and whatnot. But all 13 nations of the White Brotherhood, they all have masquerade parties.
Listen,
Why?
no, that
because
is
they
not true. Listen, let me
because they
explain
masked
something to you.
and raided us by deception.
We're gonna go to the next question, but
Yes.
we need to have it. I'm telling you that's not true, my nigga.
Portugal was
Come on,
at the hub.
man. I'm telling you, but I got some things for you.
I got
The
the
Roman
part
Catholics
so.
was way.
I'm sorry, what?
The Roman Catholics was
Anything
way.
I say,
Wait,
I
say it again.
got
Roman
ready to
Catholics is
back
what?
up. All I got to do is pull it out.
Before the Portugal.
No.
Anything.
See,
I say I got it
okay,
right here.
now, here. No. Let me
Documents
stop
show
y'all.
their face.
Let me stop y'all
They
right
were
now.
proof.
See, here's what people don't understand.
Next question.
What people don't understand was Christianity and Islam started in Ethiopia. It did not start in Europe.
I understand
No,
that.
that's
I'm
You
not
see
saying
what I'm
that.
saying?
And I'm saying
So
the
all
Roman
this shit had to
Catholics
be,
were-
all this shit had to be centuries before.
Next
Had to be
question.
centuries before it hit Europe.
Because the
Why?
thing for Portugal
Now
was
let's go
Why?
to the next question.
Why
Why?
do
Dude,
women
blow bubbles.
never say why? But anyway, why do women always want to be involved with what men are doing?
Oh wow.
Good fucking question. I just want to know that.
All right, security. Why do women always want to be involved with what men are doing? Okay,
absolutely
again,
what it is.
circumstantial.
Insecurity.
No, I wasn't going to say that.
No.
It
my
depends
bad.
on it,
I
it depends
jumped
on
the gun.
it depends on the woman.
Definitely.
It's very circumstantial, right? So
it
let's
would
just
be.
say, so a
It would
real
be.
woman, she wants to be involved with what men are doing or her man. because she shouldn't really want to be involved with what the men are doing.
But I think the point of the question is a woman being involved with her man.
Yeah, okay, because she
What was the
listen.
question? I'm sorry.
I'm
why,
guessing.
Why
I
do
didn't write
women
it.
always want to be involved with what men are doing?
I'm assuming it's
'Cause
a
they know
woman
she's fucked.
They got
being
the
involved with
Aisha
her
Curry.
man
Right. So if she's a good woman, she wants to be involved with what he's doing.
to support.
She's a good supporting factor. A woman is actually really supposed to be his help meet, not a help mate. It said help meet. So she's balancing him out. That's what she's supposed to do. Okay, that's what he's actually supposed to be for her. All right. Now, if she's not, if she's on some other, then she's wanting to distract him so she can have all the attention.
Aisha Curry.
Go ahead.
I agree with that halfway. I think it's one of two reasons. Either she wants to be involved because she wants to support him, or she wants to be involved because she doesn't trust him. Simple as that.
Okay.
It's one or the other.
That's
I'm
it.
looking at the question more
That's
like,
it.
In general,
yeah, okay, because I'm looking at it like, when I hear the question, I'm looking at it like sports. Okay, let's take sports.
oh,
me talk
back
about
to
sports.
sports.
No, you gotta take, can't take
Damn
it.
it.
Now you know how for the longest women was we should be able to go into the men's locker room and interview them.
Oh, yeah.
You see what
Swinging
I'm
their
saying?
shit in front of them.
Right.
Oh,
You see
man.
what I'm saying? But let's say, what if that shit was reversed?
Yeah.
Men say, well, we should be able to go in the
Shannon
women's
Sharp,
locker
I
room
should go
when
be able to
y'all
go in
shaving your coochie and all that and be like, hey,
Stephen
how
A.
was it when you was doing that softball tournament or when you was on the high bars and doing the triple axel,
Guess
whatever
what?
went on
You
the
just
flip?
got a
You see
sexual
what I'm saying? So
harassment
it,
case.
right. So it makes me wonder, why do they always want to be involved with what we're doing, but we can never really be involved with what
Cause they
they're
know you as
doing?
fuck.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it kind of, I dig what you're saying, but I'm looking at it like sports, like,
Is this a question?
why is it that if we got an all man's club, they make a big rah-rah, like, why can't women get in here?
They ain't finna let
But
us walk in their locker room.
When it's a woman shit,
Don't say shit about
you can't
why
say
a man
shit, you
get
can't be in there.
Right.
And then you got a lot of fuck boys who be like, yeah, you shouldn't be in there anyway, you know? And then, shut the fuck up, you pussy motherfucker. Yo, let's be honest. Why is it that way? That's a good question. Why
Right.
is it?
You ain't gonna see Tony Gonzalez in the locker room after Serena that had a match. And
Right,
took a
and she
shot
was
walking
showered
up
with the towel
you know.
on it. Hey, Serena, how
but
was
you'll
it?
see,
But the woman can
right,
go in.
right.
Right.
You'll see
So,
what's her name?
why
Who
do the
fucked
women
with
think
Pam,
they
what's her
need to
name,
be
in the locker
involved
room
like that?
after the Super Bowl?
Why do that? That's a good question. Do you really want to see these niggas dick swinging for interview? Because that's what they're doing. They're taking showers and
You know what?
walking to their locker
That's
room.
why the women want to
And you
be up
wanna-
in there.
What do you really want to ask
I'ma
them that
keep
you
it
can't ask
all
them on
the
the
way-
way out?
That's
keep
why the
it all
women
the way
really
100.
want to
You
be up
see
in
what I'm
there.
saying?
For a question like this, we might need a queen at the round
My man
table.
Pablo
And
said,
I'm gonna answer for you. That ain't gonna happen.
There you
no,
go.
hey, my man Pablo said because a lot of women are a walking contradiction.
Oh.
See, that goes back to the lies and can't admit when you're
And
wrong.
it also brings.
See?
It brings. I get it.
I got a cold one. I got a cold one for to put on your mind
What's that?
and go
Uh-oh.
and take it. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that there's no such thing as a bad woman. He said if she appears to be this way, it's because she first came into contact with a bad man.
Hello. But
So,
what if this woman's first
I want to
contact?
agree
What
with
is-
the Honorable Elijah
No,
Muhammad.
I agree. I agree
But
with him.
then again,
And there's
some
circumstances.
women that
Yes,
just
there's
are
and there's
just
circumstances, huh?
evil. There are just some women that's just evil.
They
Right.
was in the-
Have
they
drugs.
was-
You see what I'm saying?
Does he have
So,
anything to say
I mean,
about
that's what I'm like. I want
a
to
bad
agree with
man?
that, but I can't.
And some of them was
We're
sitting at the
outnumbered
top of that
Because of circumstances.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, because they see certain things and they put it in their mind with that, oh, I'll never be that way. And so from that point on, they just evil as fuck to these niggas. They never had a problem, but they just gonna put that attitude out there. So,
As a
I mean,
protection.
dudes do the same thing.
That's
Right.
their protection.
You see what I'm saying? They put up
brings
their
about my question.
along.
So,
does
okay.
he have a similar statement about bad men?
No. This question was about
You want to know about Batman?
No, I'm talking about directly what he was
bad
saying.
men robbed you.
Yeah,
You
no,
know, your throat.
not directly, not directly in that context.
That was
Because
wrong.
women are always
Bad
given
men
a
going
bad
your
rap
pockets
for
all
being
day.
a certain way, and a lot of women have, actually been
Men kind of are too.
Okay.
very,
All right.
very,
Okay,
very
but
true.
when we're bad men, we're bad men to each
Masculinity,
other.
all that.
It can
No,
go
I
both
didn't
ways,
ask
but
it,
generally
but,
in the society.
So you not. All right, Jen.
I don't think I can answer that.
Oh,
man.
so Jen, yo.
I figured.
I don't think I can answer that.
What?
Cause I couldn't tell you why a bitch wanna do what we wanna do.
Thanks, guys.
All right. I think because
Who's
they
pulling the
all
ball?
break
Who's
dance
pulling
and
the ball?
they just want to see some balls and booty. Look, listen. The broad just sit there and watch the football game or the basketball game, and she's the commentator. She knows, her position and disposition when she goes into the locker room. Her mind is scripted already right there at the third quarter. I'm going in to see number 27, man. Look at that. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom.
Watch her
Now
eyes
when
when
she
she's
goes
doing
in
the
there,
interview.
yeah, they gonna let her right in. First of all, because she's the only woman with a press pass that can come
Of
into
course,
that.
of
and
course.
do that. Now, they fought for that, to be able to get into the locker room. NBC fought for that. They was the first person to have people do that and whatever. And it was I think it was the white girl and not Cheryl Swoops, but the other chick. It was, it was kind of cool then, because they was athletes.
Yeah.
But then they switched. Once they got into that position, they switched. They started putting the bra with the tits and the whoop up in there. Now, when the time came for it to be reversed, hell no.
We're not playing ball.
Yeah,
Hell no.
Hell no. You niggas is not going up in the locker room. You're not
Hell
going to see,
no.
no. Wait till these girls come out and come to the table.
See
On
what I'm
camera.
saying? It's okay.
But we don't want no
That's how it
double
should be.
standards.
Yeah.
But we don't want no double standards unless it's in the locker room.
Goes back to that lion.
Remember?
Lion!
If you remember this, Barry
Stop
Bonds.
your damn
Hey,
lies.
remember this? Barry
Lying
Bonds.
motherfuckers.
Remember Barry Bonds was the one who said, I'm not putting on no clothes. Barry Bonds was the one who was sitting there naked in his chair. He wouldn't,
Long dick,
dress.
bitch.
Yep.
He didn't like it. That was his way of protesting. So they couldn't.
Next question.
Get that.
Next question.
Let's keep it on track.
Let's go.
What's the hardest thing to overcome after a breakup? 1, moving on. 2, letting go. 3, starting over.
Well, 2 of those. Never mind.
I think
What's the hardest
Okay.
for you?
Okay.
Don't go into any of the other ones.
my turn first.
I know my bad focus.
Which one is what's the hardest or is the hardest?
I can only speak from my own personal experience because
Yeah.
I've been through some really hard fucking breakups. Letting go. Absolutely, 100% letting go. Because the hardest breakups were the ones that I was the most connected to.
That's kind of like the bitch who fire you, but she won't let go. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to fuck with you no more. Okay.
Okay. No,
I'm
that's,
moving on,
that's
but
how you
she's
feel.
still
That's how
on
you
you.
feel. Listen,
Yeah.
listen.
I
Me,
feel you. Let
it's
me-
starting over. Because
Yeah.
the last bitch did something.
Yo.
Well, see, I don't trust none of you motherfuckers from this point on.
Because
Okay.
I've been
We're
had
back
to
to it. All
start over hella times. Not just
mean,
from
we all did.
relationships, but in several aspects of my life. I've had to start over. So I'm a vet with that shit.
You want to get that one on, didn't you? I'm telling you, I'm a vet at this.
Let me game y'all for a minute now. I done did this shit, y'all.
We're back to this. All right, look, I said starting over. Because, listen, whatever happened in the last one, now I'm looking at you side-eyed on the new one. Bitch, you even do remotely a quarter what she did.
If even.
Adios.
You may not come in here with the same Nikes on. She got it done.
Adios.
Y'all think the
You
same.
even do the
Matter of
same
fact, we
makeup.
got the same
We
perfume. Adios. So yeah, I think it's starting over because I'm already looking at you side-eyed. So it's the start over.
Yes,
To
to
start
start
over.
over.
You came into this
What
shit
about you, young
suspect.
Yeah, I gotta watch you, goddammit, because the last one, motherfucker.
What about you, nephew?
I think I'm gonna agree with Kay, kind of. You're starting over.
It's starting over.
It's starting over.
Starting over.
I agree.
Hold on, let me see it again.
Especially if divorced or, something like that.
Especially if she let some good shoes up in there. If she made some good, a bunch of, set the bar a little bit.
He said
then
she
fucked
left
it
some
off.
good shoes. I'm giving that
Like
to
getting
you.
up in the
Some
morning
shoes
and
from
having
You like the pumps, goddamn. You like the pumps.
starting over.
Hardest things to overcome after a breakup is,
Which one of those three?
you see, because, I wasn't going there.
Yeah,
I mean,
very-
I think it's starting over ultimately, yeah. But I'm on some shit. It's finding the next neck piece. You know, because there's some things that you used to. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some things that you used to or stuff, whatever. You know what I'm saying, that you're accustomed to.
She
that
might do some
all of a
tricks
sudden,
that the other one
you know
don't
what I'm
know,
saying?
huh?
That part, you know what I'm saying?
So you might want to
She might
start
be a
over and
creeper.
get on to the next one.
See what I'm saying? She might be a stalker.
All right.
You might give her, break her down good.
So we all agree
She
with
be
the
at your
start
job,
over.
baby.
After
I'm bringing your lunch.
breakup,
Bitch, I ain't saying you don't work
Hey,
out.
Oh, was this on me?
Before you
Fuck
do that,
you,
hey,
bitch. You can't
check
go
us
on.
out. Hold on, tag us at Urban Solution on Facebook Live Sunday 6 to 8 next year. Email your music
Next
to
year.
urban.solution@gmail.com, or you can follow us on Instagram at urban.solution. And it's all sponsored by It's a New Thing Apparel. It's a new thing. .bigcartel.com if you want to get it. We got Don't Give Up, I Didn't, that's what's going on. We got the Angry Tow Truck Driver Ramses Roadside.
What?
Got Focus up in here. We got the
Yeah.
Urban Solution, Urban Radio. It's a new thing. So Shadow got his going on, and we back to the show.
I really thought he was pointing at me talking about the angry tow truck driver. I'm like,
Talking
what?
about the promotional packages. Let them know
Never
what
been
you
shit,
know.
ain't never gonna
Oh
be
yeah, you
shit.
got to go to the website and get the promotional packages because it's not on here and I don't know it.
All right, next
Let's
question.
go,
If
Focus.
you want
Is
to
it
promote
me?
your shit, man, check in and see what it is.
Yes, I'm
Man.
Focus.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Do a little dance.
Would you rather
Uh-oh.
be an ugly genius or a hot moron?
Shit.
That's heavy.
That's Bill Gates,
That's
huh?
on Ram, ain't it?
Ram got here.
Bill
He
Gates,
did that
huh?
when he come
I
back.
think
His command.
I would go with ugly genius.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. I want to be the
A
hot.
hot moron.
Yeah, I want to be the hot moron because I'm gonna learn a lot of shit. This is gonna teach me a whole lot. This is gonna be, by the end of it, I'm gonna be a genius. You don't think I'm a genius? 'Cause I'm a hot moron.
Genius and shit. I'm gonna get all this paper and
You got to
have
learn
whatever I
something
want,
tonight.
you know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. But I'm gonna be the
Have
hot.
whatever
I'm gonna be
I
the
want.
hot moron, and the genius gonna come to me. So now we got a hot moron and a genius, and she gonna turn the moron into a genius like her. Now you got two geniuses.
He said we tag team and
Yeah,
shit.
two beautiful geniuses. They turn you two geniuses, two ugly rich motherfuckers. Who want that?
I'm light skinned. That's incapable.
But
of
you
being
said you want to
ugly.
be an ugly genius.
I didn't say I wanted to do none
Oh,
of that
that's what the
shit.
choices were.
That says, would you rather be?
See, nice skin never want to be ugly. Get the fuck out of
It's
here. I know
impossible for me to.
that. So here's the question, Ramses.
Indeed.
Okay.
Would you rather be an ugly genius?
Or a hot moron. See that look?
I gotta be the ugly genius.
Oh.
I gotta be the ugly genius,
For
man.
real?
He's an ugly genius, man.
I gotta be the hot moron. Cause I'm gonna go get me the hot genius. Cause I'm hot. And then she gonna turn me into a genius. That was two.
She don't want
you to dumb
Yes, she do. She don't need nothing else but a hot motherfucker to be her arm candy. She slide in and play her. That's why all she needs is because the rest of you ugly, smart motherfuckers ain't on her. She don't need no smart motherfuckers. She already smart.
Why would
That's
she
what I'm
pick
looking
you?
at.
Cause I'm hot.
So see, here's the thing
She don't
is,
want the ugly moron.
I can get me an ugly genius with a badass body.
She might look. Dumb brain.
You got a good
And she got a
imagination.
good brain.
You got a
Yeah,
good
right.
imagination. So when you close your eyes, she turn into Holly Berry or somebody.
No, because I'm still beating it up the same way.
Man. Remember, Ram said that the light just got to shine on it the right way, and I'm, you know.
I gotta go with the ugly
Yeah,
genius.
man.
I gotta go with the ugly genius. I gotta go with the ugly
Yeah, I value intelligence too
Be
much.
it's
I'm
on
beat
you,
it down
baby.
with the.
I'd rather be
I already
the
said it.
Huh?
What?
Which one was it?
ugly genius or the hot
gorgeous
moron.
moron.
I'll be the ugly genius.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
Bill
Y'all just
Gates.
want to be the genius.
ugly genius for me.
Okay,
Bill
look.
Gates.
Whoa.
Genius can figure it out.
Hey, the goddess Komet, Nikita
Yeah.
Brooks, she said a hot moron ain't getting shit.
Man.
Ugly genius ain't here. He gonna sit in the corner by
Nah,
himself.
the ugly
Right.
genius,
Right.
the ugly
Bill
genius
Gates
can
all
get
in the
it.
corner.
Porn up all night.
Yeah, she said you need to
Look.
teach me
Look
something.
at that
So
ugly genius. Fuck it.
Having been,
it depends on the
Uh-oh,
woman.
uh-oh, here we go.
having been the ugly genius,
What about it, man?
no,
What
I'm
up,
playing.
Chris?
Yeah, I'd rather be smart. Fuck it.
All right.
All right.
Same
So
question.
we all
Next
agree.
question.
All right. What's the next question?
Next
Who's
question.
on? Is it on me again?
Oh, right.
God damn.
Came around fast that time, dude.
What up, Swing One?
Swing one.
Where's up?
Tell me a joke.
Oh, shit.
You taking a while to read it. Shit.
Wow. That's what I thought. Oh, fuck. You had nothing to do with your song, did you?
Oh, you bitch.
What's one song that would tell us your state of mind at this time in your life?
Oh, damn.
That's a long one. Damn, keep it simple, motherfuckers.
Move, bitch. Get out the way.
Luda!
No.
Damn,
I didn't even hear the question.
got it.
I ain't reading it back.
One song.
What's one song that will tell us your state of mind at this time in your life? Ooh, yeah, that's good. Ooh. I got two.
That's some real shit. Serious answer.
My state of mind where I'm at right now. Probably one of my own joints. I ain't really listening to a whole lot of shit.
That's some conceited shit.
No, because, you know, working on the project, you know what I'm saying?
I respect
you know,
that, though.
It ain't a whole lot of other shit, you know what I'm saying, I'm letting penetrate. So I'm only listening to like me and my folks, you know what I'm saying? And but like
Older new.
old or new. Mr. Cool, the man right here, like my feet hit the floor to that. I give it to that. I'm all about the man right here. The man right here.
Okay. That's where you at?
I mean, you know, Dad and Ricky hustling right now, man. I'm gritting right now, man. I'm gritting. Cause otherwise I was gonna say me, I am on my shit. You see, I'm on my shit.
Logo.
You can never stop my
crazy that
grit.
question
I'ma
came
get
out.
my
Cracking that
shit.
joint.
I
Hell,
don't
lately.
trust no bitch. No, I don't trust no bitch. I am on my shit.
I feel you.
See, I'm on my shit. You can, and by the way, that's on soundtrack. You should stay tuned.
Yes.
So,
Stay tuned.
right now, that's funny that's the question because I'm on Marvin Gaye right now. That Mercy, Mercy Me. Let me see you that whole little thing. I just listen all day today. That's what's playing in my shop.
That's a beautiful thing right there.
Mercy, Mercy Me. And
Those
those
trying to get you some neck later, huh?
Damn it.
I don't know.
Yes, that was the
So you
case.
get voice box. I'm going for voice box.
Big.
I'm too hard. I'm going to sleep, nigga.
But you got big.
I mean, it's
Man, I'm coming out
It's
here, man. I
9:30
was listening
shit.
to
Hold on, let me talk.
coming out y'all's listening to Zap, do you really want to answer?
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? So, do you really want to answer? I got to answer for your ass.
Describe your mind. Wait, hold on. Let me, because again, what's one song that would tell us your state of mind at this time in your life? Oh, because I thought I was just for a feeling. I'm sorry, y'all. I thought it was just a feeling at the moment. Okay, damn, I gotta think now.
The whole state of mind.
Yours was that?
Yeah,
Damn,
Zap.
that gonna make me think now.
You been sitting at this table with us, ain't using your brain?
No. Hell no.
It's on you.
It's on silver.
Shoot. If it wasn't breaking news from E40, it would be Ice Cube. I heard Payback's a motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I'm sick of getting treated like a goddamn stepchild. Because I ain't him. You gotta deal with the 9-double-N. The day comes that, hey, just think, when niggas decide to retaliate and try to keep me from running up, I always tell you to get, I never tell you to get down. It's all about coming up. So,
Yeah.
That's been playing in my head.
Hey, you know that's a soundtrack for this Donald Trump era, man. That
It really is.
Sam. That album.
You can't fake me out.
Yeah.
Ain't it something you can't fake me out?
Is that
That
the
Ice Cube
campaign?
did.
Yeah, that was his first
Lips
solo
Mob.
album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Hank Shockley in the.
Yeah. Spider-Man 3, Hank Shockley in there.
Yeah.
What was they called? They was called
Bomb Squad.
Bomb Squad.
Yeah, Bomb Squad.
Yeah, the Hit Factory. Yeah, Bomb Squad. Okay, you? It's your turn.
Oh, we just jumping over me
Right,
now.
focus
Oh, I
on
thought
this
you was
So you gonna let me like, damn.
He ain't got no song.
No, I got one, and it's fairly new too.
Okay.
That new Orlando Brown Empire. That's been stuck in my head for forever.
That's your theme song?
Ask y'all if y'all had seen that shit.
Cause
I don't even think I heard that.
the moves that my company is making lately I'm really feeling that track. Yeah.
Okay.
You know who Orlando Brown is,
Yeah.
You talking about when he's sitting in the damn thing with the damn animals?
I'm not with these new.
You talking about, that's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, that's the video.
The boy
They
when
only-
he's in
they
there
only
with the
said
damn,
he was
the
crazy.
donkey.
I didn't say nothing about the video.
Yeah.
I said
The song.
the vibe of the song is where my mentality's at.
Simone?
Yeah. Raven Simone.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Raven Simone, yeah. The motherfucker in the damn jungle, not in the jungle, but in the
Go to
cave
the
with
next
some
one.
animals and
Okay.
shit.
Cool. Go on to the next one.
Next question. Who had not your turn? It's this time.
Oh shit, that jumped out at
Fishing.
you.
Yeah, that's the one you need right
It's
there.
gonna be the last round.
round.
After once you go to B, Shadow will be the last one. He gave that laugh. He wrote that.
I didn't. Would you have sex with a midget, or you just want head? And explain.
Whoever wrote the book wrote that one. He wrote that shit,
Would you
man.
have sex with a midget, or just want head?
We ain't having sex without the throat, so it don't matter. They put it together.
I can't even. I'm going to be.
I'm like,
It's our body. We
okay.
we come back to us.
man, that's a.
First of all, midget. She hot, yeah, the little people, that's cool. But we not having sex without the throat. That's just, that's
Mandatory.
You know, that's kind of mandatory.
Mandatory after a certain age.
And you know, I don't gotta do shit but stand up.
wow.
She a midget. She don't even gotta get on her knees. She can just walk up to it.
Y'all
I mean,
Convenience.
neck is a must after a certain age.
You know enough to know
I think
that.
this is an inconceivable
Said
question.
step up to neck up.
Yeah. What you think, B?
I done had sex with a midget.
My neck. My neck. My
Ain't
neck.
got both, you know what
My
I'm saying?
neck.
Midgets is
Shadow.
She was about that
I'm like, I'm thrown by the question.
Would you fuck a midget? No. All right.
So you just
That's not wrong. I was
so
like, no.
so you let the midget suck your pecker?
I wouldn't even really be down for
He don't
either,
got
just
to.
because I'm just
52
not
and
attracted.
72.
It's just not,
Hey,
not
he-
attracted.
he don't got
You
to.
know?
52
Like,
and
yeah.
71.
And you see
That's
this
just not my
bitch,
thing.
do you see this bitch
It's on you.
he would've.
Yeah, and I guess if she was the last, the last woman on earth, I
At the
guess
bar that night,
Yeah.
we got to try to see what's going, how we can repopulate.
And hope they come out in between.
Right. I mean, what you gonna do?
Niggas
If
said,
I got a choice,
Focus on
yeah,
fuck
it's
some
not my
bitches.
thing.
Yo, he have
I
an
gotta
orgy
watch
with
that
bitches. Yo, he have an
All
orgy
the
with
way
bitches.
real.
bitches. He look like he would be the type to have an orgy with bitches. Like, yo,
Focus in a bunch of midgets. Huh?
boom.
He got the
Come on, I
camera
want you all over me.
There's some cold questions in that book.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
she's
yeah.
gonna look with her little hands.
Hey, that's what men want. Them little hands. See what
So
like
y'all answer that question.
Next question.
Last question.
Hold up.
This is the last one.
Come on, King.
These guys.
Because Aaron already said he's like,
These
fuck
guys
it.
is
You know what I'm
done
saying?
wrong.
I'm gonna let the little itty bitty bitch hold the dick.
That smile on Focus' face.
I'm gonna let the little itty bitty bitch hold the dick.
You got turned up right
Hey,
there.
it's on you, bro.
Hey, Focus looked over here and that's like, y'all don't know about that?
Look, I've been there.
My guy Pablo said, "Fuck no." Right on, bro. I'm right there with you.
Shit.
Okay.
The last few women I've been with been under 5'3". Them motherfucking bitches. So shit. Yes, I was begging you out.
Hell yeah.
You getting it?
I am.
You getting the business.
That bitch
I am
pussy some good pussy.
definitely going to get voice box, and I'm probably
getting
doing every position that I can put her in without catching a Charlie horse.
You ain't got too many niggas. You don't bring a hard over here, goddamn.
Hey, Jay, I'm
You don't get some cramp fucking around.
We gonna throw that bitch over there and make sure
was-
she's
We're
gonna
gonna
lay
talk
out
about
right.
this, man.
If you had a midget,
All right,
Oh,
so here go the next question.
Alright, last question of 2020.
I was
This is
I
it?
don't
No,
want
no.
either.
This ain't it? This is the last question?
Shadow gonna have the last one. This is,
Oh, two more.
Okay, Shadow got the last one. Alright, cool. We'll close it out with
I
Shadow.
really want to bypass this question, but
Man, you
I'm
know.
so tired of this. Did Kaepernick ruin his chance at getting back?
Yeah,
in the
bypass.
NFL?
That's all
Bypass.
right.
Get another, get another.
Leave that shit in
Go ahead, B. You got
2019.
that. Let's be
Grab a
Do
honest.
you listen to the lyrics or the beat when listening to music, rap or R&B?
I'm first drawn by the beat off top, just because I'm a. But I'm listening for lyrics, like I'm pretty much immediately, and if it's not really saying much, I'm cool.
The beat? Yeah.
Yeah.
First 8 bars, first 4 bars, first
Yeah.
8 bars.
I
I'm
agree.
looking for the instrumental after that if I'm not feeling it.
I agree. I'm drawn in by the beat, but if the lyrics are bullshit, I'm out.
Let's ask the rappers.
I'm not a rapper. No.
Me,
No, I'm
myself,
just saying,
I'm
we-
messing with you. I'm messing with you.
I listen for the hi-hats.
Hey, that's fair.
He's still thinking about the beat.
No, I listen to the lyrics first. To me, I don't care what kind of beat you got. I can take them lyrics and put it on a different beat or whatever. I listen to the lyrics first.
Okay.
I'm a lyrical person. I like, you gotta have some content.
Okay.
The very first thing I listen to for the joint, man, is the music. It's the music first, no matter what it is. Lyrics are gonna keep me there, but the track.
You're
You're trying to think what else you could do with that beat.
Yeah, they be
Yeah,
thinking,
you know
oh,
what
this
I'm saying?
nigga's
That
weak.
track, you know
I
what
can
I'm
get, let me
saying?
find
I'm
that
I've
beat.
been there
When
before.
you hear that shit and that shit grab you, you know what I'm saying? Like, you travel, you know what I'm saying? Theater of the mind type shit.
Yep.
All right, so we agree with that, right?
I fuck with the lyrics.
So this is the last question for the 2019. This is it.
2020.
We won't be back until next year.
2020!
This is taking a hiatus.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Last question. How do you feel about government cutting food stamps?
Oh,
You bitches.
Good one to close out.
Yeah.
That was a good one. And the right
Now,
guy
last
for it.
question is, how do you feel about government cutting food stamps?
Man, they go to hustle.
You already know what I'm saying.
They go to hustle.
I think the reasons why the government is cutting food stamps is bullshit. But I also think that it's a lot of people abusing food stamps too. So I don't know.
How you feel? No, you don't know? Okay. Me myself, I think they should cut it because you got a lot of people abusing it. Now the people who deserve it or who need it, they should get it.
But they're gonna
But you
suffer
got a
from the
lot
cutting.
of capable bodies on the system right now who's just using the system to get money. I mean, hell, I'm taxpayers. I'm pretty much everybody here is taxpayers. I'm paying for your shit, and you can go get you a goddamn job.
I feel a little different about
You
it.
see what I'm saying? Now, like I said, if you need it, I agree. You should get it. You need the assistance. You should get it.
Let me tell you what I think.
You see what I'm saying? But don't, come on, man. Don't use the system to be a crutch,
I don't.
to be lazy.
Listen, I think they cutting it as a way of starving, setting our, anyway,
We're not saying that.
I think they, damn man, I think they cutting it for,
Don't nobody know why we laughing right now.
I think they're cutting it, man,
We don't want to lose
not
that one
population
either.
control. You listening at me, Shadow? Not
Yes.
population control, but I think they're cutting it for class separation. It's starved, it's gonna make a class separation because when they cut the shit, trust, believe, okay, like it's people that's abusing it and selling them or doing whatever, but they're selling them to the motherfuckers that really need them, who can't even get them or whatever. It's gonna it's gonna be some starvation, man. It's gonna separate some stuff. We won't see it instantly, but that government system.
Okay, let me intervene. Do you think, in a way, that's a good thing?
Man, they've been selling food
Because
stamps since they was
I
purple,
think
green,
people really need to
yellow,
be,
Since it
orange.
was paper tickets.
people maybe need to start being self-sufficient.
I mean,
Stop worrying
I was
about
about to-
every
I-
government.
to that part.
I
Stop
grew
worrying
up in
for
a
the government taking
situation-
care of your problems.
Yeah.
I grew up in a situation where we needed food stamps. in
Especially
order
today,
just
man.
to eat.
What was the biggest book you got?
Hold on, let him finish.
I was a kid. I don't know what the biggest book was. I remember getting sent to the store to buy penny candy so I could come
Bust
back with a
that.
pack of cigarettes.
Bust that.
But how do you feel about it though? Like,
I
if they
will
cut
do
it.
I will do everything I can to never be on food stamps again
Exactly.
because of my childhood.
Right. Okay.
But
Oh, y'all, I'm going to apply next week.
I
I'm
personally,
serious.
I feel what
My
you're
bad.
saying.
but I personally know people that are actively pursuing food stamps as a hustle.
Yeah. It was some people.
That's
that
not
was-
okay with me.
See,
That's
There
not
was some
popular.
people living in
See,
the
that's
Mercer
what I'm
Island
saying.
that
That's
were
not
big
cool.
with food stamps.
You see
I
what I'm
agree
saying?
with you. I
Right.
agree with you. That's not
Because
okay
the
with
people
me.
who actually need it, now you're taking resources from them.
Exactly.
I think
exactly.
for emergency, purposes, the need, there is a need for
It should be
Right.
temporary.
And when you got a hungry belly for real, and you got children, to feed, and you have absolutely no resources, and that's there for you, I don't disagree with it. However, I know it's gonna sound like a broken record, but in his book, Fall of America, written in 1973, one of the chapters Elijah Muhammad wrote is called The Decline of the Dollar. And in it, he said that there's gonna come a time at the door of the fall of America where they're not gonna be able to take care of their own soldiers, their own veterans. We're seeing that happen right before us. And also said to us, speaking to us black people, look, there's going to come a time where they're not going to give you nothing.
And that's what's going on.
Absolutely nothing.
That's what's
So they're
happening.
talking about cutting it off, and he's always saying his main teaching was do and go for self. And again, that reparations, everybody, they're going to cut the welfare off in order to get the black vote. They're going to pump up and promote this reparations thing, and then have us, sold on this pipe dream like reparations is going to solve our problems, when the only thing that's going to solve our problems is unity. So how do I feel about the government shutting off food stamps? It's a catch-22.
Right.
But I'm at a position right now with all this stuff going on that we talked about, that I've kind of in a sense primarily been talking about. If it's got to get bad,
To get that.
for us to unite and do and go for self, which it is gonna
It's
Continue.
inevitable. It's inevitable.
Let's do it.
let it be.
Okay, hold on. Before y'all go, I'm gonna hit the subject just because I just went yesterday, went and got my form to fill out. I got a job. I got a place, but I just inherited 2 kids, one 12 and one 11. I can barely afford to feed myself, let alone feed them too. So you're damn right I'm going to the office. You're damn right I'm finna go fill out. And I'm damn right I'm gonna go try and get some to help feed these 2 kids that I gotta raise that I just inherited.
Yeah, but B, listen.
No, I'm just saying.
But
I ain't got no
see,
problem
we
with
understand
that.
your
Hold on.
situation. And now, so like,
I
see,
agree.
your
Let me finish
situation,
right there.
that's
why I started off the way I
important,
did.
and then you should get that.
Right, but what I'm saying is for them, what I'm saying is, there's people out here that still need the help.
Of
You understand what I'm
right.
saying? But if they cut the shit off, you're gonna turn this motherfucker into a modern warfare around this motherfucker if you keep
That's
cutting
good.
motherfuckers
That's
off.
back in, yeah.
I can
You
see
keep
Yeah,
cutting
that.
but
motherfuckers.
at
They
the
already
same
going
time-
to stores right now, man, running out the store, stealing every motherfucking thing in
Man,
there
they
without
hustle.
anything.
Yeah.
I work at a fucking
He's
grocery
strong.
store
Well,
every day.
see, now that's
So
a different
motherfuckers-
topic,
hold on,
though.
Hold on.
That's a
But
different
I work
topic.
no, but I'm just saying, I work
Shows
at a
almost
grocery
over.
store every day. When motherfuckers walk in here every day with baskets and walk up out of that motherfucker every day.
I saw
with
one where
meats,
they walked into
all
the
the shit
Sears.
all the time.
Yeah, but I know
And
what you're
just
saying,
grab
but that has nothing to
handfuls
do with
and
what we're
walk
talking about
But
right
you're saying
now.
cutting people off from shit. When you get to cut motherfuckers off, motherfuckers is gonna start taking shit.
They've been doing that for years.
Right.
I like this.
That's what I'm saying. If you cut them off all the way, it's gonna really
Well, see,
increase the
Cutting
take.
off food stamps is
It's gonna
not
increase
what's
the
leading
take.
to people running out the stores.
No,
what they're doing.
no, not what I'm
You see
saying,
what I'm saying?
but I'm just saying
what
if
they're
you
doing
cut it
is
off-
because you can't survive.
Right, but if you,
You see
cut
what
it
I'm
off,
saying?
you're gonna increase it.
So where,
You
okay,
cut it
so
off,
the
you
people
gonna
that
increase it.
need food stamps too, what if they cut them off? They cutting it off. You say cut it off.
No, I said the people who need it, you should give it to them.
So they need
the
a
people
way
who are able bodies that you know that can go get a job or go do something, yo, cut it out, man.
Bro.
You just because I know a few people
Hold on.
right now that are working and collecting food stamps.
And they don't got no kids, no
Check it
nothing.
out.
No, they got
Hold
kids.
on,
What I'm
hold
like,
on.
dude,
And,
really?
and sometimes that's income based. Sometimes they,
Hold up.
you know, they
No,
only make a
even
certain
hold on,
amount
right.
and then
hold on.
they
When
get
they're able to go
That's
get a better
subsidy.
income, but they just want to do this because they can get that.
Bro, you ain't
Now-
got to be a able body to go get no motherfucking job.
Right.
You can go get a job either way. Cause I'm a disabled body and I ain't got me a job. So all you motherfuckers need to go get some fucking job, able or disabled.
Well, and
Right.
like
You
I said,
understand what I'm saying?
so the people who are able to go get a job,
All of them.
you sitting back,
I agree.
having your job
why I
and
stay
collecting
working.
your food stamps when
by any means.
you don't need it.
I need some help though.
You exhausting the help. The people, like I said, the people who actually need the help,
Right.
yes, they should get it. The people who can afford to take care of themselves and just being fucking lazy and making bad decisions, no, they shouldn't be getting this shit.
That's true.
Right.
No. Just because, man, you making $20-something an hour and you keep going to the fucking club, blowing your fucking money or tricking off and then,
Are they
I'm
standing
gonna get
in
my
food
food
bank
stamps.
lines?
No, you don't need to be getting no
Santa
food
Claus can't
stamps.
sleep, bro.
So we agree.
Yeah.
Before we get up out of
If
here.
you don't
Can
deserve
I, can I read what a guest said?
Yeah.
Nikita Brooks said, it's definitely gonna go bad before it gets anywhere near good.
Huh?
Okay, niggas is going to have to lose. Okay, niggas is gonna have to lose out. That's niggas of all races. You're going to have to lose out in order for shit to change. This government is too corrupt. It's going to have to fall totally. Food stamps, Social Security office, in order to get a heads right or heads up and being united on this fucking planet.
Okay, I got to disagree with one part of that. All that government falling and stuff now, that shit ain't finna happen no more.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah.
You better watch the economy.
That shit ain't happening.
Watch the market. Watch the economy.
Right.
Watch China.
That shit's been they've been talking about that since the 60s and the 70s.
Right.
Okay?
It's the,
Now,
it's
it ain't
time.
happened yet.
The dollar's
It's not
declining
gonna
now.
happen.
There are
Now, let's be
all the
honest.
other nations are pulling away from the dollar right now.
How long ago was Reaganomics?
Oh yes, they are. That's a fact.
That was in the 80s.
We just got out of Reaganomics last year before last. Reaganomics.
Get ready for that fall.
Just don't give up,
Just
damn
went
it.
through the whole system
For sure.
all the way. Just finally got
Promise.
the last bit of Reaganomics. Just ended our economic system that was fucked up. You know how much shit is behind that has happened, that has planned and has changed. You don't see it? You don't.
What I see is black folks has been in the same position,
Not just black
if
folks, we
not
talking
worse
America.
since slavery, Okay, so that all that shit y'all talking about is irrelevant.
It's not
Now,
gonna be that. It's gonna be
everybody
social
else
status,
who's in a
though.
white society,
The
I don't know how
petrodollar's
white
dead.
society, so I can't say
Yeah,
it
the oil's
was
dead.
greater for you
Yeah.
or was better for
Yes,
you.
the oil's
But I'm a
dead.
black man, and I see
Self-control.
that we're in a worse position that we
what
was
Pablo said.
before.
Yeah, we're
I
gonna
agree.
break
So,
down social status. It's
I don't
gonna
know
be
what y'all
social-
see.
It's gonna be rich, poor, and nothing. That's it.
Well, there's
It's
no
gonna be
middle.
that.
The middle class
No
is getting
middle.
wiped out right
Yeah.
now. So
Yeah. The worst thing to be right
survival
now.
survival is going to be co-op.
The rich money
Or
the
big
big
bucks.
guys with money. The
Okay,
petrodollar
all right,
is
here we go.
big
All
bucks.
right, stop.
Right
on.
King Sable,
Yes,
listen.
sir.
Yes.
This is the last table
Happy
for
New
2019. We had a great year, Kings.
Yes,
I
we
thank
did.
every one of y'all.
Definitely.
I thank every one of y'all for blessing this.
What's up,
city. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got
Thanks
no
for having me.
number,
The
salute
cup's
everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Salute.
It was a beautiful, wonderful year.
I drank all
We
my
will make some
bottle.
more things happen
Yes,
in
sir.
2020. If not, make it better.
Bring
Shouts
your
out
ass
to
back.
Hodge.
It is
So,
absolutely
Bang.
gonna be better.
Shout it out. Go ahead. Shout it
Shouts
out.
out to
Marcus
Andy May,
Daniels.
Marcus Daniels.
What up, MD?
Hodge.
Huh?
All
What up,
of
Hodge?
the
All of
solutions.
us. The angry
People-
Toast
Thanks, bro.
subscriber. Don't give up.
I
Silver
did
Shadow. Focus.
I'll be
Chef
back.
Jam.
see y'all in 2020.
What else? Oh, we got the cocktail
DJ
hour
nobody.
coming.
Cocktail
All right,
Lounge.
y'all. Thanks for
Don't
tuning in.
forget
Keisha,
about
Send
Javon.
your money in.
And
Next
Yeah,
go-round.
what else? We got
And-
everything.
Watch out.
We here.
One-stop shop.
Watch
Yeah.
out! Watch out for the
Ferocious
feature-length
focus.
film coming with
Ah,
your boy
man,
Jam
that
starring.
Yes, it's
Oh,
Deucey.
yeah.
Where Deucey at? Yeah, we got the
Facebook.
Deucey movie soundtrack coming
I
out.
wasn't
I mean,
even
that
talking
too.
about Deucey.
Yeah.
We got another
that too.
feature-length film starring your boy Jam
that
Who?
as the main
I
protagonist.
agree.
He's the bad guy.
Yeah.
100%.
Santa
All right,
motherfucking
y'all.
Claus.
Check it out, man.
Oh yeah, we come to get our award next year.
2019 is done.
We come to get
Y'all
our
next
Close
award.
year.
it
They
out.
gonna say our
Y'all
name.
next year.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for being a part of this. Having out some
Peace.